and an Orange Chant. The combination of Teferi, Narset, and Days Undoing on top of that. What will Francisco do against a Whir of Invention?
He says okay. I mean, how bad is it to have the Lotus Bloom on the battlefield at this point from Francisco's perspective? It's not that bad, right?
Yeah, but it is still a lot of mana.
Yeah.
So Michael can, perhaps double spell and maybe just fight through a singular counter spell.
Sure.
Things of that nature. And additionally here, now that you have access to 7 mana at the very least, you play a Tameshi, it gets countered. You can just play the other Tameshi, right?
Okay, so it is still very useful for Michael at this stage of the game. Although Francisco did just let it resolve.
Right. One other thing Francisco could do is, hey, if I absolutely need to make sure that this Tameshi gets countered, you could just respond with Orim's Chant, with Tameshi on the stack. Orim's Chant resolves, then you fire off Counterspell. You're kind of 2-for-1ing yourself. It's kind of like a Force of Negation, but the Counterspell will definitely resolve.
But that's a you do what you got to do type scenario.
Right, just because you know that Michael DiBenedetto Plummer's list has lots of free counter spells here. So maybe it's better to just play Orim's Chant. Francisco has multiple copies in hand here anyways. Because if you counter this and Michael sacrifices his creature to play Flare of Denial, that could be very, very bad here.
Tameshi on the stack. Francisco deciding how best to approach this.
Yeah, this is a tricky spot. And part of why Francisco thought his Game 1 matchup wasn't as good as he thought was just the fact that you don't really have that many counterspells in Game 1. After Sideboard, of course, you can replace all your sweepers and removal spells for more counters. But Game 1, right now, Francisco only has a singular counterspell.
And it is actual.
Probably going through the motions. Like, if you play counterspell, if you're in Francisco's spot, and then it gets countered somehow, what do you do? Because Tameshi gets to go off. You can play Orim's Chant just to make sure Michael can't play any more spells, but he doesn't even have a way to actually kill the Tameshi. So yeah, it does go for the Orim's Chant.
This is what you described a minute ago, Paul. The Orim's Chant to try to protect his counter spell. And it's going to work. It is a 2-for-1 in the bad way for Francisco, but it does get the job done.
But you have to do what you have to do. And of course, Michael has nothing else he can do this turn other than play a land for the turn. So Michael might try to go for it again next turn, but Francisco at least doesn't get to see Tameshi absolutely go off this turn.
All right, we should be live. We just made it in time.
This is an interesting spot.
Hopefully.
Here too, if you're Francisco. At this
What
point,
crazy final, by the way.
Magic, right?
Right.
So if you have no counter magic, now do you look to try to just maybe play one of your planeswalkers? Perhaps you can play a Teferi. If the Teferi resolves, then on Michael's turn, maybe you just play out another Orim's Chant and then try to set up, more draws on top of that afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, these are every turn that goes by that you have that planeswalker on the battlefield, you might get an extra card. If you're using Narset, you can tick down.
Yo, yo, yo. Hello, chat. Sorry I'm late. Breakfast was great, but did run through more of the PT than I expected.
Very, very strong against the various Quantum Riddler decks.
Hold on a second, just gotta quickly
decks don't actually have too many ways
post
to draw
on
cards,
YouTube.
so that static ability doesn't really come into play that often unless Francisco combos that with the Days Undoing. That is a consult the star charts. So Francisco plays a land. He can potentially dig for a counterspell, looking at the top 5 cards of his library. But it is pretty tempting to try to just get Teferi in play. Could even just, if Teferi resolves, you just bounce the Lotus Bloom, right?
Right.
The Beltramero? Yeah, we might go back and watch some of the other matches.
So it would not pressure.
Oh, a lot of the matches seem like nail biters. Like, so many 5-game sets. Drug handle? I do not have the answer to that question, as I was not there.
Does Francisco have another land there? So if Francisco goes Teferi, Orim's Chant you.
Then maybe someone else knows.
Oh, is not going.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Yes, they're both in the lands with. They both have their lands in the red zone because this matchup is not about attacking. That's for sure.
He's just going to pass turn back here.
So didn't we get this matchup in the Swiss, by the way? I'm pretty confident that Michael beat Control in the Swiss, and I'm pretty confident he beat this same opponent.
He's going to play Orim's Chant in response.
To Tameshi?
That will not affect the Tameshi on the stack.
Yeah, so Michael...
But it will affect the rest of the turn.
Right, so now Michael can't necessarily... Michael can generate a ton of...
I was going to say, you can win under this if you can mill a Charbelcher in the bin.
Just to draw an extra card, and perhaps you'll see him bounce. You know, it's hard to tell what...
Was that Tristan? What's up, UM Bug? Good afternoon.
As a sink into Stupor, that could come in handy as a temporary bounce effect for spells.
Hello, Revan.
Or perhaps even a
Hello,
CD
friends.
restoration,
Hope we're doing well. Apologies for being late.
In a future turn, try to run that out.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Revan. I mean, I did stream all the constructed rounds of this tournament, so I should remember these things, but hard to say. Hard to say. Check the tapes.
Is kind of a tough spot to be in.
Oh.
Stressful.
Because if you're on Michael's side, you still have a Flare of Denial.
This is, mana efficiency very nice.
I think the finals is live, by the way. I guess we'll find out after game 1. But I think we'll actually see some shuffling on camera, which we don't get these days. Oh, also, I'm sorry. I think the stream is probably still 7:20. Very unlucky.
Cannot be Force of Negation.
Yeah, I did not change the output before going live. Whoops. All right, we'll just stick with it. Everyone can enjoy the 6/720p action. Apology.
Yeah, you're right. He has 4 solitude and 1 subtlety.
I'm a great streamer.
In game 1 here, we will also be...
Hero and stream earlier. There's a team limited GP. Let's go. Team events are so good. Team limited especially, I think, is super hype because it's like you don't have to bring anything but a couple of your friends, right? You don't have to build a deck. I mean, I love Unified Constructed. I think Team Constructed is awesome, whether it's Unified or it's like different formats. But like limited is the easiest thing to host a team event for, right? And team events are great. I think supremely important for Magic, in my opinion.
What is that? 6, 7, 10 mana currently?
Is there a... No, this is a different turn. It is possible for Michael to kill instant speed, right? Oh, no, not with Tameshi. Tameshi is only as a sorcery. As we learnt, only as a sorcery.
So if he goes untap land, Narset
Narset isn't doing seems decent here, but...
We know at least that Michael does have a
I mean, Lawless, I don't disagree. I think having a extremely endemic, beloved community member help with that stuff does help. And certainly, I mean, you can look at what... I mean, we have the Pro Tour again, right? It's not specifically because of him, but like, I think if you look at the arc of Pro Magic from before and after, that's like not unreasonable to assign some blame in a good way to that hiring and competitive Magic getting better.
But even after he doesn't actually have a way to stop it from coming into play next turn anyways.
Yeah, this Tameshi has been knocking at the door for multiple turns. It went on the stack.
It's so sick because... And we did see this in one of Michael's matches in the Swiss, but like, he just discarded a Belcher against a consignment memory. Obviously, there's no consignment for Francisco, but like, if you get your cards in your graveyard, you can just win without casting spells. Actually, that means if Michael finds a Belcher, the game just ends, right? Unless Francisco has a Force of Negation specifically.
Maybe a Solitude just to get Tameshi off the battlefield.
Yeah, Tameshi is a problem. Currently viewing the stream on a CRT, the nostalgia. Let's go. Honestly, maybe Jug, I should put like a filter on my stream and stuff. Just do it like my videos. Just lo-fi the coverage down. Really sell the aesthetics of my channel.
It's like you get those cards and then you just get this extra mode.
Right. At some point in the late game, you can almost just search through half of your deck.
Right.
Just find whatever it is that you need.
And getting that extra card, too, turns it into card advantage rather than just card...
So Francisco main phase to consult the star charts here and is looking.
Is a real deal.
man, this is a tough spot here for Francisco. He's got a bunch of 3-mana plays. All he's going to
Yeah, that
try to
doesn't
do
do-
here is present
Oh,
it.
interesting.
Michael can, of course, sacrifice it so it doesn't get exiled.
And now we're going after Tameshi?
Really get him anywhere,
Just
does
hit
it?
days on
No,
doing?
it was an available play. I suppose he could have
Please.
get Tameshi. If that
That'd be
happened,
funny.
Michael would have
Honestly,
cast
kind of a
Stupor
vibe.
into denial. Possibly just cast Sink into Stupor and just bounce his own Tameshi if he wants.
That's a good card.
Right.
That's going to get countered, I
There
think,
it
though.
is to
Right?
Ferry.
No reason not to.
Now, Francisco could still have some free counters.
Yeah, flare denial.
And Michael here going for the flare.
Yeah, Flare is
What
gonna
free
take
counter
care
can
of it.
Francisco
That
have there,
is
actually,
shields.
Paul? I
Yeah,
don't think
that
he
we
can have
have
anything.
A Goblin Charbelcher here.
We don't, but we
Belcher?
have... we
Archaeologist also a good draw.
We have so much...
There's so many
here.
outs.
If Michael just finds a Charbelcher here, he straight up wins. But he has a
Seagate
Seagate
Restoration,
Restoration.
hello.
With all this mana, pick up your...
Well, that's
entire
kind of wild,
deck,
actually.
all the lands.
Wait,
You
that's
can draw
sick.
So many cards off of this card.
Does he have a
That
counter
is
left
a
in his hand?
Nuts combo right
He's
there.
counting. We're doing so much
Every
math,
land
chat.
is effectively 3 mana with Tameshi in play, so that's 15.
3
just
mana
from the land.
plus
That
an
is
extra
true, Paul.
card in hand.
You got plus there's a Lotus Bloom in play. I'm just talking about mana. This is going to put him at 8.
All right, we're getting out the little things.
From the Seagate Restoration, that puts you at 11 mana. If you find Belcher, you can still cast it.
Oh,
and activate
trying to
it.
leave up Sync
And with
maybe here.
11 mana, you can also play a 3-mana counterspell if you draw one of those.
Oh, so it just works out perfectly.
I mean, Lawless,
And
I
since he gets to
I
pick
don't know who I'm
extra
cheering for. I
lands,
guess I put Ice
that will
Conceptor in
add
the
extra cards
thumbnail of the
per
stream.
land in hand.
I think both these decks winning.
Great combination.
First of all, good news for me.
Oh, the
I think
Seagate
whoever
Restoration
wins,
is perfect.
I'm
and
gonna
the
make
thing
a
is,
good
you'll
video.
play that card anyways because
In fact, I think I might make
spell
two.
land that-
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But it
I don't
just
know
so
if I want to
happens it
win.
works
If I want to
so
see Septuagint
well
win,
with Tameshi Lotus Bloom as
or
well.
this sweet Blue Belcher deck. This is the deck I would have played.
Michael in a very good
in,
spot here to try to pick
if I
up
played in
game
this Pro
number
Tour.
one. And
in
Francisco
the
can
hypothetical.
move on.
I would have played Blue Belcher. I think it's really sweet and good. But I mean, this control deck has been such a joy to watch all weekend long.
The only thing Michael needs to be mindful of here is honestly just a flare. Excuse me, a
Force of Negation,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the semifinals seem wild. We might have to go
That's
back
where he
and
can try to draw
watch
what
it,
you were talking about
because
with
I
the
did
mana
miss
to
it.
cast
But I did see there were a lot of game 5s.
something like that.
Started off with the dial-up turn. Look, Jug, you're kind of cooking on the branding. I'm not going to lie to you.
Francisco's deck. He's got 3 cards in hand.
Math, 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 math.
Now, at some point, Michael does, with that card draw, he will still need to find the Goblin Charbelcher.
Oh, it's true. The land's also tapped for mana, so it is closer to 3 mana than
He's going to get to see so many
plus 2, even though it's plus 2 for the bloom itself, but because of the land.
So that's 7.
I mean, this math isn't that hard to do with Tameshi. It makes a lot of mana. But obviously, you want to do it correctly. Might have to Seagate again. Oh, also you picked up Seagates, right?
Would not have that counter backup, I suppose.
I mean, Cop, I was happy to see both Belcher decks in the semis because it means one of them was going to make the finals.
Disrupting Shoal, right? Disrupting Shoal with a 3-drop, that also works. So many outs.
So
I
many
would be
outs.
shocked if Michael misses here.
Right.
Is he casting it, but it's a land? The fact that all the Belcher players just keep their lands permanently flipped is hilarious to me, by the way.
Oh, so he's casting a restoration.
Because that's like technically not how that works. Oh, what's up, Jug? Yeah, thanks for liking the videos. There's more coming. There'll be a video on this Pro Tour. There's a video about a different Pro Tour
Right, it is
coming out in a couple
All
weeks.
right, here we go.
That's older than this one.
No maximum hand size now.
Yep.
Oh,
that
there's
is
a Goblin Charbelcher right there.
GG!
Does he have the counter?
Yes, he has
disruption?
everything. He has literally everything.
Well, I guess force. Yeah, force would work.
He has
Yeah, just
literally
cast it,
everything.
yeah.
He also has Sync. He has
He
6 mana
will have
on the
that
field.
mana left over. Wow, Michael.
He's got it all.
Benedetto Plumber.
I mean, this deck is really good at getting through control. It's really good at beating on the counter spells, right?
Get maximum mana. There is nothing you can do. A singular Force of Negation is not going to be enough.
And there it is,
GG.
Goblin Charbelcher, and Francisco says, "Yep, you got it."
Yeah, there was a point though where I was wondering if
And he's gonna get to shuffling. Again, I'll remind you.
oh, the Archaeologist got flared. That's what happens. What's up, Levins? But makes you want to play Modern? That's how I feel, my guy.
So our players
The deck seems so
are
sweet.
shuffling up their library
The first time I saw this deck, I wanted to play it,
sideboards.
and then I guess I should have bought the cards already because now they're going to be even more expensive.
But they got to play another game 1.
Yeah, and that was just one of those games where, you know, those 3-mana planeswalkers are extremely strong, very potent in this matchup, but you have to kind of sneak them in.
I mean, the players are shuffling, so the nostalgia is back, no?
Because
look at this. No cutting, got to fill. Commentating team's doing a post-mortem. It's a beautiful thing. I'll turn them up a little.
The door open for your opponent to just combo off. So because Francisco had to respect the fact that Michael could just combo off at any given point, I mean, he ended the game with 2 or 3 planeswalkers in his hand.
Yeah, we see that middle part of the game really dominated by the fear that this Belcher deck puts into the opponent.
Yeah, well, I kind of like it too. Like,
they have plenty.
Given that they now
counter spells in their deck that they can just use.
Given that they now showcase every single round of the Pro Tour on video,
and there's not a ton
I am glad they produced the Pro Tour the way they do, because it would be like so challenging
for Francisco
to show all the shuffling and stuff.
He just kept having to do for one himself.
If
he had a counter spell in his hand, but
like
he didn't just fire
if
it
the
off.
rounds weren't like tape delayed, but I am glad they at least for the finals keep it like this.
If he just keeps running,
because I do miss this too, and I think this is part of the game, right? This is part of the experience of playing card games. This shuffling, thinking between games, sideboarding, making decisions. I did not see the semis Wii Gamer. I have a feeling we might go back and watch the semis. I might go watch them live on stream, react to them, because I did not see them. Obviously, I know what happened, but I don't know how we got there. So you can all enjoy, I don't know, spoiling me or waiting for the thing to happen and typing in chat.
A few lands. You do have Isochron counter spell. Not the ideal thing because you.
Oh, that sounds ideal to me.
Michael can try to.
I don't know. This matchup seems so hard for control.
For the most part,
but we'll see.
Then
there's definitely play.
Also imprinting a.
Man, reading Belcher hands is so like messed up. 3 lands, quote unquote. What's up, Oliver Olsen? That is true. I am known for casting League of Legends sometimes.
Play some 2-mana cards.
3 lands, a Tameshi, a Thunder Trap, 2 Belchers, and a Flare of Tunnel. This hand looks redonkulous.
Having a creature with 1 power to try and disrupt whatever turn 3 Planeswalker Francisco plays.
I think we're just sending the Belcher.
It's really important
on 4, right?
Planeswalkers as well, because if you
and if you find a Bloom, Tameshi's on.
Right.
And if
you find a Whir, you can win on turn 4.
Off of Narset, it means you can't go minus and still have.
It seems pretty good.
It just goes away.
Right.
Yeah, the pre-build games especially seem rough for Francisco. I assume he doesn't have Consign in his main deck. Although we have seen the Belcher players play around Consign pretty effectively.
Very solid hand. Only thing we're missing here is basically kind of a way to get a Lotus Bloom in play.
Yeah, no Whir, no Bloom.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how the series went, but I do know that Michael had to play has played 10 games of Magic so far on Sunday, which is a lot. That's the most you can play right now.
Keep in mind though,
so will he have to play 4 more or 2 more?
Belcher deck has lots of counter spells, right? That's not a lot.
The fact that this deck is called Belcher and is just a mono blue deck with counter spells like does my head in actually.
You need to pair that with a Teferi as well.
Oh,
also,
thanks, Oliver. That's
there's
nice.
4 copies of Sink into Stupor.
Is he putting he has chance?
So you can just play a 3rd land and just bounce the Isochron Scepter at instant speed.
This was not on my bingo.
That is really good. This is how Francisco won his winning in.
My favorite decks to play. I don't even know how long ago.
He just jammed the combo.
Yeah, Scepter Chant.
He's got a turn 2 kill, chat.
That was my thing.
For people that haven't seen this before, it's been a while since Scepter Chant's
been
hit
sync
at this stage. What does it do?
Yeah, so Isochron Scepter's 2-mana artifact.
There's play here. He didn't have a counter UN bug. He had a Flare of Tonight, which he couldn't cast for free because he didn't have a creature. He had no other counter spell.
In this instance, namely, you want to do it on Orim Chant, and you can just cast Orim Chant for free.
It's 2025,
every single turn for the rest of the game. And if your opponent doesn't have a counter spell or an instant speed way to get the Isochron,
yeah, there are ways around this without Teferi in play.
Just can't do anything.
You upkeep,
chant with kicker. That's what you want to do. And of course, if you have it with Teferi,
you don't need to kick it in this matchup. Not for a long time.
Several times over the course of this tournament.
Right.
I
If
forget
you
that
play
kicking it
orange
costs
champ
3,
and
by
your
the way,
opponent's
because it's
up
2
2,
to
that means
activate the
that they
scepter. I
can't
think
play
the
spells
other day I
after
said
that result.
it's
So
2
that's
to
anything
play it
sorcerers,
and kick it, but that's
including
just not how that
creatures,
works.
Artifacts, all that
Does
kind of
feel
stuff.
like 2008.
And if you happen to have Teferi, that means they also can't play stuff at
I just want to say that I made a
So
video
what that means is they can't
2
play
videos
stuff.
ago
Yeah, absolutely.
about an extended
But
Pro
here, for
Tour top 8
example, right?
that had a scepter
You
chant
just
list
go
in the
end of turn
quarterfinals.
Single Stupor if you can find something like that. But that Lotus Bloom, if Michael doesn't have a counterspell, can't resolve off of the Orim's Chant.
Oh, that's also true. Wait, he's not attacking?
All right.
Did Chen get
Scepter
kicked?
Chant.
Scepter
Oh
Chant.
my goodness.
I guess it got kicked. Because what else are you going to do with your mana?
No,
But
no,
now I feel
absolutely
like
not.
you
There
don't.
are certain
You don't
matchups
kick it
where
now.
would be game over. You know, you play against a Boros energy deck that likely just doesn't have a lot of answers to the Scepter, then that would take over the game.
Oh,
So
he's trying to
right
sink
now,
it now.
Francisco will be
Okay.
digging and hoping to find
So you have to
the
counterspell
Teferi
this, right?
to lock up the game.
To complete the lock.
Again, the fact that the Belgian players play with their
Michael can
lands
still play
flipped
instant.
is like
And look at here. There
I'm
is
blown
a
up. It's so
six
it looks
Stupor
so
here.
dumb.
Now we know that Francisco has
But I
a
get it.
counterspell,
They don't
so
want to
this is
like
tough. Does Michael have
turn him over every
a
single
free
game.
counter?
But it's just
Sure
so goofy to me
does.
that he's
He
casting a
does.
land.
Air of denial.
And I think that's it. So I think that will get bounced here unless
Oh.
Francisco has another counterspell. So there you go. Michael using one of his lands.
Oh, that also beats the
Spell
imprint.
lands,
That's
rather.
so good.
Previous game using Seagate Restoration to win the game. Now using Sink into Stupor.
I forget that it beats the
Stop.
imprint because it is technically exiled.
The fun combo. Well, fun combo for some people.
Yeah.
Right.
Child
Another
Belcher
trainer,
Raw?
and does
No, it's a
Francisco let
Thundertrap
it
trainer.
resolve? Yes, it looks like he doesn't have a choice.
Oh, he doesn't have a land.
Francisco's currently
Oh yeah,
looking
you
at
also get to
Scepter
pick.
and a
You also get to take
Solitude.
lands with Thundertrap Trainer.
So
This
he
deck's
really
messed
needs to
up, dude.
find Another Orange Chant.
It
Yeah,
look
keep
doesn't
an
it look? Does this
interaction
look
here.
insane to anyone
Because
else?
Look at Michael's hand. We're looking at a pair of Belchers with the
He took a
Lotus
non-creature,
coming off next
non-land.
turn.
Wow.
Took a land that was
Could be
face
that
up in his
easy.
deck and then put it into
Excuse me.
play off of
3
his Augur of
Goblin
Bolas.
Char Belchers.
Like I know it how it works, but
Okay.
it just seems so silly.
Francisco.
But I also don't
Yeah,
think
no,
I could
that
play
was
this
big.
deck for 16 rounds and 10 games in the
Some way
10 plus
to
games in the
stop
finals
what
of
Michael's
in
trying to
the
do here. It's
top 8
actually
of a
going to
Pro
be
Tour and
interesting
like
to
flip my
see
cards
if
around every game. I'd probably lose my
Francisco
mind.
chooses to go for Force of Negation on the Lotus Bloom just to exile.
But I'm
it
also
in
losing my
case
mind
Michael has
watching.
something like a
I don't
Tameshi.
know.
But at the same time, like, how can Francisco just answer Belcher, 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 go?
That's what I was going
right?
to say. Does Michael just start
I
firing
don't think
them
Francisco
off
has
with
mid deck
brute
outs
force
to
style?
Belcher really, right?
Miko used
Teferi
that
is the
to
only
pick
answer,
up
right? And you have to
many
counter it every
games
single time
over
it
the
comes
course
back
of the
down.
top 8, so when you have 3, you're not really
I will say
that
I do like that
concerned,
part of the plan
Right.
a lot when it comes to
Let
Belcher.
him rip.
I like that.
There's
I
a
really
lot of
like that.
dimension.
One of the things this
But
deck
yeah,
can do
the,
is just play Belcher and say
Lotus
go.
Bloom's on the battlefield too.
You know, it's like the pass the turn
And
lines in Doomsday.
because Michael knows.
Yeah, I'm
that
sure they told
Francisco
players they
has
could.
the Ice Crown Scepter. He doesn't want to take the risk.
Oh,
of
the Tameshi
Francisco
lands are
maybe top decking
beautiful in this deck, Revan.
Another
Chant.
Orim's Chant.
Yeah.
This deck
So
would be
might feel a
cool
little bit
without
more
Tameshi,
pressure
but
here to just
significantly
be a little bit more
worse.
aggressive and try to get this combo going.
This deck is like
Yeah,
a thing
it's-
of beauty
it's
with
worth
Tameshi.
noting here that the
I have a
Scepter
feeling I
got
might be sending a little
bounced
Twitter
back
DM to
hand.
the
That means that
creator
the
of this deck,
original
by the way,
Orange
chat.
Chant just stays
I joked about it
exiled
before
forever,
the in the week
but it
before the
does
Pro Tour
also mean
started,
that Francisco can just replay the Scepter
because
if
the
he
creator of
finds
the deck
something to
was
imprint onto it,
talking about it,
like
because obviously a lot of
another
people
Orange
were looking to play it, registering it.
and remember, Tameshi
I
here,
replied to his tweet and said, "Hey,
Michael
don't be
could
surprised
play
if you get a cold
Tameshi.
DM from me later."
Tameshi's ability
And I
is
have a feeling,
sorcery
I'm
speed
gonna have to
ability.
send it.
So
Get some
Francisco
intel.
could kind of break that up with the Solitude in his hand.
Because like this is
You
it's.
could just hard cast it if you'd like.
right? Because he doesn't.
I mean,
have
from my
Scepter
lens
here,
as like a
so
longtime Magic player, like this
just
being
going
called
for the
Belcher is
here.
hilarious
There
to
it
me.
is.
This is going to get forced.
Like when you
has
think
to
about where
show on the
Belcher
stack, but
started
I mean,
and where
this is
it
a
is
fight
now,
that
potentially
Michael
winning a
can
Pro Tour.
actually
It's so
win
funny how different they are.
because
So this would
Francisco is
normally
not
be
gonna be able to counter
significantly
all
more
three
annoying.
Belchers, most likely.
Francisco
getting exiled, but he has a
needs to
backup
draw
Belcher.
Orim's Chant here off the top. Play Scepter, get Orim's Chant going.
Chan
That's
also
gonna
top
buy
would
him
be
a lot
good
of
for
time.
sure.
Let's see what he finds.
Counterspell will be okay.
Narset.
Narset. Although keep in mind, Michael also has War of Invention, even against
Yeah,
an
that's
Orim's
that's
Chant.
kind
You
of
can
my
just
main thing,
war
Oliver, is
for
like
4, get
it's just
Belcher,
it's significantly
and then
more.
activate
I
the
feel like it's a bit
ability
more
on the
taxing
turn.
So you could just
when you
word
can't
in
see the face of the
response.
card you're
To the
supposed to
Orim's Chant,
see
right.
So that
90% of the
actually-
time.
Is no longer an out.
It's funny
So
that
now
it
Francisco
calls
gonna
something
play out
illegal,
the
but
Narset.
And
I mean, you got to be
for a
responsible for your
counterspell.
cards, and I'm sure for the most part the players are.
the
It just looks so
Anna's a
goofy to
little
me.
awkward here, isn't it?
Like, don't
Yeah,
even
but
turn
he
around when
doesn't
they're casting the spell version, right? Like, at
but
least
there's
turn
a
it around
mystic
then.
gate in between the planes.
So that'll give him double
So
blue.
you
if
can
he
pay
needs
the
it.
3 mana on the left, yes, to find a counterspell. Only one actual counterspell left in the
Surveil.
deck here.
Play a Surveil land, play a
Power set.
Narset
He
looking
actually
for a
puts
counter.
fairy
I
in
mean,
the
this looks...
graveyard from Surveil. Looks like that
You
time
look dead.
is-
Because the other thing is, actually, the other thing is, because of the
Fortification
Tameshi
would do it.
and the Bloom already being in
And
play.
he
Oh, he
missed.
missed? That's
Entirely.
crazy
And
work.
Michael knows there's an Isochron Scepter in Francisco's hand. Doesn't have to be worried about a force.
But, like, even if this gets countered,
the lone counterspell
You can just win the
left
next turn
in
off
Francisco's
Tameshi.
deck. I believe there's
And he's
only two
another Belcher.
counterspells.
This game's
And he-
over.
oh,
It's
there's
so
only two, and
ogre.
He already cast one.
Right.
There's a shoal?
And he has 2 Goblin Charbelchers.
Oh,
So
it's so
worst
ogre.
case,
Man, Disrupting Shoal
even
being a
if it
good
gets
card as well.
countered, he
That
can
is
just try it again
that's a
next
wild
Right.
thing. That card was
You saw that
straight
style from
garbage
Michael when Francisco
for so
missed.
long.
Could also
There it is.
Belcher?
Goblin Charbelcher back on the
He's
stack.
like, sure.
And
Oh, he
Francisco
just died.
says,
Okay.
Yep, you got it again, and that is 2 games to 0 for Michael.
That's fair, Cop. I will say, like, there's definitely some
as he
plugins that
picks
could,
up
you could do a lot of
games
cool stuff with
1
plugins in
and
card
2,
games.
both of the pre-board games.
Someone even mentioned this to me, but
How
someone was like, oh, you should build a
is
little
this model
overlay
of the
that
Belcher
populates
deck,
whenever you
right? I mean, we're talking
type a
about
card in. And I'm
in
like,
game
I
number
should
2,
build that.
is the
That's
one
true.
Scepter,
Or
Francisco
more accurately, I should
getting
get someone to help me build that because
Orange
I
Chant
cannot build that.
going on the Isochron
But
Scepter.
that's probably the thing I'd want
And
to do for like the next
Michael
streams.
just being able to fairly easily deal with it, right?
Yeah, he just
Because
had
you
to
do
get
have the
What's up,
Forsaken
Bill?
to Stoopers, you have a bunch of counter spells, deals with that combination.
That's true,
and
Oliver.
then
They
at
do
some
have the
point,
label maker
you
out
just start
at all
running out the
times, so they
Belchers
could just
and you
have it
win
ready
the
to
game.
go.
Yeah, great stuff there from the feature match area as we see Michael. He almost kind of shook his head after that second win, like, I'm cruising.
That's it. That was it. I
Yeah.
thought this was going to be
I mean, I
tough.
feel like the
Yeah.
pre-board games
And I
are
mean, it's not
so
every
much
day that
better
you
for the
come
Belcher
to
deck, and I
Central
still think the
Channel and
post-board
you
games
just
are
kinda
good.
Shrug it off and move forward. And a lot of time, that's a major speed bump for these days.
Man,
Yeah,
beating
absolutely. But Michael's draw would just
beating
lined
the
up
raw
very, very
Scepter
well. And like I said before, Scepter
that
Chant
easily.
is not just the end-all be-all. If you can't get the
Yeah,
lock,
Revan,
like
I think
mentioned,
that's
you can-
to me
not only
also
can
the
you
most
just
impressive
bounce
thing
into
about Belcher as a
Disruptor,
deck. It is
counter
so
it,
resilient.
You can also War of Invention and just get Belcher in play, and at some
I
point
keep saying
activate
it. Oh, it reminds me
There's
of
a lot ways
Omnitel.
around Scepter
Because
Chant
it's a
in
blue
this
combo
particular
deck that's
matchup.
slower,
It's good, no doubt.
that has
but
really
it's not
deterministic
easy.
lines, that plays a bunch
Yeah,
of
you
counter
really
magic.
need
But
the,
this deck
focus.
seems
Right.
And then it's,
honestly
then it's game
way
over. But
better than
we
that
have not
deck.
seen that yet from
The,
the
the,
blue-white
the,
player.
the
We're gonna
spells
take
you have access to
short
are a bit
break here
worse,
from the
right?
event. When we come
Because in
back,
Legacy you
though,
get to play
we'll be
actual
playing
Force
some
of Will.
post-sideboard
But-
games in our final. Don't go anywhere.
The fact that the way the deck is constructed means that Belcher itself is a single card combo. That is something that combo decks just do not have generally. Like, we mostly describe decks like this as A plus B combo decks. There's no B, there's just A. There's some like other, right? Like Tameshi Lotus Bloom. That's other. Like you know. Yeah, no, the Dota plugin is incredible. Wait, I can name a famous Finnish Dota player too. Actually, I can name a few, I think. I can certainly name one. I have that on lockdown. Unlike me forgetting that Hobie was Finnish somehow. I don't forget the legend Jarix. Trying to think if the spoilers from this weekend are like centralized anywhere. Mostly just really excited for the new Lowen set, I'm gonna be honest. What do we got here? The Final Fantasy Secret Lairs. Secret Lair X PlayStation. Sure, why not? If any of those look cool, I will probably buy the drop. Otherwise, I don't care. Lowen Eclipsed, extremely hype. What else we got? Alright, that's what we got for now. I know we got some sets like talked about too. Singing the Supers are messed up magic card? I don't disagree. Let's go Finland. No, Sync is a great card. Card I can't stop buying copies of, basically. I mean, the whole reason this deck exists is because of Modern Horizons 3, right? It's a mono blue Belcher deck. Think about how many MDFCs you would have had to play that were significantly worse before Modern Horizons 3.
Also $50,000. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe. I'm with Paul Chion.
Oh, that's cool, Revan. What card was it? Just keep Avatar and go to Law and directly. I think Avatar will actually be cool. I have never seen the show. I miss Law too. I'm glad it's coming back. What's up, Bacane?
It's been a rough start for the Blue
Glad you like the channel. Thanks for hanging out.
0-2.
Yeah, look, I mean, I've never seen Avatar, but the cards seem cool, and I think it seems like there's a lot of love and a lot of care that went into the set, which has been generally true for most of the Universes Beyond sets, right? So when those things feel like they're happening,
you get to replace them with more
I'm excited because I think good Magic sets are getting released.
Combo player, you're always going to be favored in most instances.
And that's again mostly what I care about. But I'm very, very, very excited for Lolan.
Games, there is a chance, but of course down 0-2, it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, even if you have an advantage and it gets even bigger post board, it's still hard.
Yeah.
To string. I mean, have you ever won 3?
I mean, the thing about the thing about the no land decks, right, is that
I don't even know if I win
all of the non-land decks, all of the no land decks, right. Like but historically, yeah, so right have been like completely unreasonable combo decks, right? Like they're just completely ridiculous, like. Super low mana count. I guess like not have their lands, but like super low mana count. Well,
and it is an overwhelmingly
they're not trying to play lands and like play spells normally. They're trying to like generate a lot of mana and then kill you in a single turn, right?
That's good, Michael. He took a very deep breath there. That's a good thing.
But like
to kind of remind your body.
This is not like that at all.
You know the butterflies start to kick up here in these under the lights.
Wait, what? That sounds so good.
But also, you know, if you're in Michael's seat, you must be looking around and just going like, how did I get here up 2-0? You know, I need.
Yeah, the thing is, I think like again, like I generally hear people's things about like fantasy sets versus non-fantasy sets for Universes Beyond, and like I do think it is easier to make a IP that is more fantasy adjacent feel more like a Magic set than something like Star Trek. But like Magic has also done some ridiculous things with its planes, and in cases of those working too. Like Edge of Eternity's cool set. It is a space set, right? In some ways, maybe the like audience test for Star Trek. Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, incredible set. It's a super sci-fi set, right? Super cyberpunky. So I don't buy that argument nearly as much personally.
Because a turn 1 Tameo, if left
I think like
does give Michael just a consistent source of card advantage over
the art style stays consistent.
If there's a Narset on the
it will look like Magic.
If it's
like if the sets are good, if they're good Magic sets, they'll be good Magic sets.
Going to be mindful of that, and I would imagine that he's going to keep some interaction in, but at the same time,
yeah, I think so. I mean, Magic has also wanted to push like its planes more and more.
Very tricky here from his perspective.
Yeah,
see, Wii Gamer, I don't think so. And like, I honestly have not interfaced with the set enough to be able to have like an actual informed opinion. But that's like kind of why. That's why my like line has been good Magic sets are good, because the latest one I don't think was, and I don't think that's the fault of the IP necessarily.
Where if he does tap out, like you mentioned right before the break,
that's true. I mean, I'm definitely way more.
So
definitely way more open to like what is happening to Magic than other people.
And I imagine too, Michael is,
or at least like I'm on the other, like if there's an obvious like audience that like dissents against the idea, I am like more on the like, I don't know, good Magic is good, cards are good, and I'm fine with it. Like for whatever reason I find it easy to ignore.
Win with some Tameos, right? Just Tameshi, even if you don't have a low,
but I totally get why people don't like it. Which is funny because my channel also is like about things that have happened 20 years ago in Magic. Which obviously, there's some overlap between the audience that likes my videos and the audience that probably doesn't like Universes Beyond. So
yes, it's still not bad to have one in your opening hand, but
having the timing is back in,
or your library is really not bad. Have ways to get them back from those places that are sometimes even better than just
play the sets with an angry face. That's reasonable.
Look at that. This just looks like a control hand, right? If you look at Michael's
that's fair, Oliver. I think that's one of the more overwhelming sentiments.
The
stock up. Let's go. This hand's hype.
Yeah, you can tell what you were just saying, Paul. Definitely correct. He's looking to just play a longer game. He just feels he can fight.
You have to grind against control, I think, in the post-board games.
This is game number 3.
That's why you have these cards in your deck. Take 3. Play Tamio. Are you dead?
Can find a way to victory here. He is going to be
Tamio seems extremely good in this matchup.
Tamio did resolve. Currently, Francisco does not have an answer.
Wow, this is exactly what you described, Paul. This type of game plan early is the type of thing that can.
Doesn't Michael only have one Tamio in his board?
Kind of play this game where Tamio just continues to get in. You hit your land drops, you draw cards.
So I feel like of all the clue tokens we could have used, why are we using this one?
The pressure is on Francisco.
Why is this the one that's at the table?
Just start jamming his 3-mana planeswalkers and hope one of them sticks.
Totally. You never miss a land drop, you know, once you start cracking clues.
Francisco also just doesn't have a third land here, so really going to need to surveil and try to find that. Michael has a Flare of Denial, although really going to want to try to avoid sacrificing that Tamio if you can help it.
It's just such a constant source of advantage, and you can see Francisco
Surveil the
somewhat
Consult.
Desperately digging for a
looking for land.
Put Consult
Found one.
Charts in the graveyard, and it did work. He found a Hollowed Fountain.
Yeah, and I think at this point, you have to just go for something.
Yeah.
You can't just play this control.
Yeah, I want to play the fairy here.
In play. And look at this, Michael with the Force of Negation here.
Oh, you can hit your lands. That's so stupid.
Generating clue tokens here for Michael de Benedetto Plummer.
Forgot about that part too. Again, looks absolutely goofy, but yes. Also, every single card in your hand can be pitched to both of your free counters.
Of course, more counter magic. Actually has a Jwari Disruption. But would like to even be able to cast this if possible, but given that he doesn't have a third land, I imagine he's just going to play it here.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to make your land ups as Belcher, which again is a very strange thing.
Francisco does have.
We are very far away from the days of land grant and mana severance.
Trying to get.
Why are there different clue tokens?
And he needs to just start pressing them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can't just go and then clues start getting cracked.
You just can't play a draw go game
right.
against a Tamio on board.
Trying to respond by drawing a card? I think so.
And we're going to see Michael actually crack a clue in response to Tamio, just to make sure he gets the card. Also, I guess
ever flare here?
Disrupting Shoal or
found
something.
a Disrupting Shoal.
Oh, he found
that's absolutely sick nasty.
And can still cast stock up, so yes.
I'm glad I own Disrupting Shoals at this point. I don't know why I own Disrupting Shoals, but I do.
That was a nice find.
Oh, I think I do remember, actually. I think there was some...
And there's number 3.
There might have been some unhinged extended deck that was like really bad. After next level blues, like core cards rotated, that played Disrupting Shoal.
You can either draw a card off the clue or hard cast Flare of Denial. And if you're Francisco's side, you have to keep trying to play your 3-mana Planeswalkers.
He just doesn't have a choice.
And Michael, let's cancel up now.
Is he going to find a land drop here?
The Flare's just ready to go.
He was almost about to miss one last turn.
So now the question is, which Planeswalker do you want to cast?
Do anything here?
Circular Reveal, yep. Go find an island.
The consign wouldn't do anything to counter the Flare of Denial.
Sure.
But finding a land, of course, helps because that allows you to maybe potentially.
Well, also got countered, but I wonder which Planeswalker you want to play here.
Next turn,
I think you care more about Teferi being resolved.
Tamio control.
But I'm legit curious if... oh, he can just cast Flare of Denial, never mind. Okay, so if you think he has a counter, then maybe you have to play Narset if you think it's worse?
I mean, these blue-white decks almost...
Stock Up also gets around Narset's can't draw more than one card, by the way.
And I think
doesn't draw cards, it puts them into your hand. Land.
At some point, he's thinking
Test spell, Narset. I think this is the correct sequencing. He also has 3 Narsets apparently. That one's not going to resolve either.
Tamio and just 3 counter spells.
Are we just going to flip it here instead of casting Stock Up? Is that a Belcher? That looks suspiciously like a Belcher.
4th clue generated by Tamio.
That's got to be a Belcher.
Try to find a counter.
I think he's going to cast Belcher here. Just absolutely send it raw. Oh, here's Teferi though.
Untapped land, crack a clue. That is an untapped land.
I hope it's a mixed cup, but yeah, we'll see. There's a lot. Like, if people thought there were a lot of Final Fantasy games, there's a lot of Star Trek.
Hydroelectric specimens also.
But I am curious where they want to go with it. I mean, I also wonder, like, how much influence does the IP have, right? Because you could think, like, oh, well, the IP wants to promote the things that are newer that they want to currently promote. But, like, the game might want to be like, oh, we want to tap into this more. So I'm sure there's push and pull as well. And clearly Square was, like, very good about, you know, working with Wizards creatively. but I'm sure
which
not every
somehow
company is like
Francisco
that
just
with
has
their
an
IP, right?
unending amount of.
Right.
He's already tried to cast.
All right, so we're just
3
flipping
of them,
Tamio
and
here,
he
which I
has 2
think
more
is
in
good.
hand.
Is he gonna look to flip the Tamio,
Oh, that's interesting.
or does he want to continue using the Tamio for value here?
There's nothing
Because
else,
He can sacrifice
right?
the second clue. That would be.
I
the
think he
third
doesn't
card
have
he draws
Belcher.
for the turn.
I would have
That's what
too
he's doing
if I was in
here.
that spot, but
Huh.
clearly doesn't
Right.
have Belcher
Tamio
based on
has
what the
been
hand info
flipped.
is. I thought I saw a Belcher. I
Tamio
must have seen
becomes
something else.
Tamio Seasoned Scholar,
Still missing a card. That's a
which has
specimen.
+2
Okay,
ability
no
that
Belcher.
shrinks the creatures that attack you, so that's not super relevant here. -3, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. If it's a green card, add 1 mana of any color.
Teferi?
And then it
It
has
can
a
bounce planeswalkers to
-7
it.
ultimate of draw cards equal to half the number of cards in your library rounded down, or excuse me, rounded up. You get an emblem with you have no
Arms
maximum hand
Chance.
size.
Arms
Tamio
Chant
has been
Consign
kicked
is
up here, so
pretty
he can
nice
either
here.
Get a counterspell back next turn. Oh, but Teferi has hit the battlefield here.
And
Oh,
hit a
Teferi
clue.
can't bounce
Hit a
planeswalkers.
clue.
And this is
Or
the
doesn't
downside,
care?
of course,
Right.
is that Michael has no pressure for a opposing planeswalker.
Well-
Okay, and Francisco.
Well, Teferi
does
wasn't
have a
much pressure either.
counterspell, and
Sorry,
because
Tamio
Teferi
on the other
has
side wasn't much
resolve-
pressure to Teferi either.
His counterspell will also resolve.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
He
no,
also has
Teferi can't hit
Orange
planeswalkers.
Chance.
Artifact, creature, or
If
enchantment.
he finds
One-
Isochron
Finds
Scepter,
the 1 scepter.
right, Michael with a stock up here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Oliver. I mean, I'm also like very aggressive as a combo player
Interesting
generally.
decision by Michael. I mean,
This deck's interesting. You
there's
definitely
a
want
lot
to
of
ride
times
the
when
line
you actually
of
would
like using
prefer
your
just
protection
not
spells,
to
taking risks.
transform your Tamio.
But I mean, you
Right.
also have so many ways
That's
to
a
like
resolve.
go again in this deck. I think that's again the resilience is really impressive. Like even if your Belcher gets countered,
Yeah, Michael.
if it doesn't get
Michael has
exiled,
some
you can
big
still
plans here
get
with-
it back and win with a Tameshi loop,
Tamio the
including getting the
Planeswalker.
Belcher back, which also plays around counter magic here to Tameshi's resolves or is already in play.
Yeah, I really thought there was a decent chance he was gonna maybe try to fire off a stock up the.
Yeah, all the
previous turn
flutes kind of left
just to
too.
find maybe a
I don't think anyone has
counter
flute
there.
left really, right?
But as it turns out,
All the like
because
Eldrazi
Francisco
decks were
in
playing, all the
his
Tron decks were playing
drop
flute.
would have been able to fight the
I
free
think the
counter
energy decks were
with
playing
the
flute,
counterspell
but
of his
not a lot of
player.
flute here. I think that might be some low deck stuff. Maybe in a Secret or something, but that'd be fun.
Now, what does Francisco have to actually get Tamio Seasoned Scholar off the battlefield? Prismatic Ending, that would be the card.
I'll tell you, if Michael.
Oh, also
goes for
Leaky. I mean, the
ultimate
first
on
loading set was so good, but
Tamio,
pretty hyped for the Hobbit
that's
set
a
too.
way
I
to
think
win
it'll be
the
great.
European style drop
Absolutely.
20 or whatever's
Yeah.
left.
And especially because getting back a counterspell on a board where Teferi is in play doesn't
Oh,
even do
wait,
anything.
was it
Yeah.
Tameshi?
Maybe you just take it. Up.
Where?
Yeah.
And now there's a
I was about to
Tameshi
ask where are we, but
Oh,
then
no,
I was
that's
like,
a
we're
word we
definitely in
mentioned
Michael's
for-
main phase because there's a Teferi in
for
play.
0 to try to get a
And
Lotus Blue.
chat can note that is the first time I have ever realized that
And now-
Teferi's static
at this point,
effect is
Michael
currently
does
in
have a ton
play.
of mana. So maybe Francisco just lets
Also,
this
fun fact,
resolve.
chat. Apparently, Francisco's
Assuming
Icecrown
that the
Scepter
amount of mana is not gonna
is
be much
Japanese,
here.
which
Right.
isn't that weird. There's a lot of Japanese cards,
It's more about counters
but apparently,
and belchers.
he found out that the Icecrown Scepter he bought was formerly owned by Julian
so even
Naughton.
if Michael goes for example, Tameshi,
Which is kind of fun.
Tameshi or the
I don't know how he
Tameshi
figured that
cards.
out, but apparently
Of
that's
course,
that's
also
the
that
thing.
One Tezzeret the Seeker that is in Michael de Benedict's
Yeah, I kind of agree with you,
which is
Lawless.
effectively
Belcher just
another
seems
copy of Belcher if you
so
want.
good. Also, I do
Does
like don't
Michael still
disagree
have
that
all of the 2-mana
Belcher
of
might be
the-
too resilient. So I could
Creatures
definitely
and
see
creatures.
something
that's
getting banned
that
at
is
some point.
Great question.
We haven't seen one yet, and we've seen a
Thunder
lot
Trap
of
Trader
If you
seems
ban Goblin
to-
Trouble, this deck gets a lot
Yeah.
I
worse.
think you would just play that
I think
no
it
matter
deck
what.
gets-
And
I mean,
taking
there's
a look
no-
at the sideboard here.
There's no
did
deck
cut
left, right? If
one
you do that.
copy of the Archaeologist, actually down to only 2 copies of Goblin Charbelcher.
All right, Nazar's in play.
Cutting 2 copies
Things
of
are
Sacred
happening.
Scolding, which makes a lot of sense.
We have a
Not lot of
Days
creatures,
Undoing.
and
We
then
got a
2
game in our
copies of
hands.
Lotus
How close is Tamio to
2
flipping?
Tamios, 2
-8, I
Cluster
think, right?
Storms, a Force, a Stock Up, and a Tezzeret the Seeker.
Well, now we have Narset and
There's a
Teferi.
Bloom in play though.
Very strong combo, and we got a Tamio on 6. But if you emblem,
Yeah,
if you activate the
November. I'm
ultimate
pretty
there,
sure.
If Narset's in play,
I don't
we'll
know
get
if
to
they'll
running
act
cards.
now, but maybe. I guess that's what happened with the last Modern Pro Tour, but that was a different case, I would say.
Now, what are we looking at here from Francisco's side? Still does have
Interesting
that
thought.
Ooh,
Ooh, hello.
hits
Surgical's a good
surgical.
find.
No Charbelcher in the graveyard.
Michael's
I also-
taking
I mean,
note of that
So it's interesting
Distraction.
they're talking about surgical.
I don't know that he needs to use
Because I'm
right
pretty sure the
now,
Child
just
Belcher
based
decks
on what we see
basically
Michael's
can't win if you
graveyard.
extract their Child Belchers.
What
Which
Francisco would
generally
really
not a
like to do
great game
is
plan.
Counterspell a Char Belcher and just surgical that,
Right.
or the Tameshi even.
So 1 of 2, I'm sure.
Yeah, but Teferi is so strong. So much of Michael's disruption are those free counterspells, and they've all been turned off because of the Teferi on the battlefield. But I really like
I have
the
no
way
idea
that
what
Francisco
the TB set
approached
was.
this game, because he's like, uh-oh.
Oh, so
that's
it was
a turn
memes,
one
I feel
cameo.
like.
I only have one thing I can do. It's really easy to be extremely passive as a control player and just go, well, I'm a control deck. I'm just going to keep up Orim's chance and counterspells, maybe cycle through some stuff, because I don't want them to counter my stuff. But you
With the
just have
surgical
to
in hand,
go for the brute
it's
force
much,
strategy here
much
with that
harder to
cameo in
win
play,
now
and
through a
eventually
consign.
something stuck. And now Michael looks like he's in some trouble here.
Yeah, particularly the Narset.
Bringing
really
Tezzeret
put
is so
a
interesting
wrench
to
in
me.
the
Literally,
transform Tamiyo
all that
plan
does
Michael's going for.
Yeah.
Like,
is
he could still just be attacking
find
every
Belcher,
turn
right? It's just a tutor.
This whole time and stocking.
But then
up
why is he doing
moves
your
and just
sideboard?
drawing that one extra card on Francisco's
Are there
turn,
lines
even
where, like,
through
you
the Narset?
You shape a bunch
you
of
know, with
Lotus
all
Blooms
that
back
mana,
and then,
he
like,
would have been effectively just drawing
try and
two cards
attack?
turn
I don't
for
know.
the duration of the game.
Right. Yeah. So
I feel like if
Yeah,
Tezzeret
and
was just a
sometimes
Belcher
it's-
tutor, it wouldn't be worth it. So
sometimes
there must
even
be
if
something
you
with the
have
ultimate that I'm
option to
missing.
flip the Tamiyo, it's not always
But there's
the
not
correct
that many artifacts in this deck.
Now he can change gears here.
And
right,
untapping
so
artifacts doesn't do
cashing in
anything in this deck. Like the
loyalty
Tezzeret Seeker's
counters
plus
for-
1 is like useless.
for graveyard cards.
Yeah. I mean, you could
it's
just
just they're all counter spells too.
yeah,
but-
you could get War of Invention from
I just
the
have
graveyard. You
no
could just
idea what
do
Tezzeret
with
is,
Teferi, but
is
you know
doing in
what?
this deck apart from
War
tutoring
for
for
4.
Belcher.
Just go get a Belcher. see
Yeah.
if
Then
that
again, I don't
works.
know why it's in
Yeah.
the sideboard.
And that's
Oh,
what
we're
he's
trying to get a
gonna do.
whir. Oh, it's a
And
bait?
Francisco does have a surgical extraction.
Oh, so he may just want to.
Yeah, could just
It's a
fire
bait.
it off.
Yeah.
I think this is a bait.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
this
it
is
makes
good bait.
sense. Whir is basically a combo card that is both a Belcher and, or I should say, or a Bloom.
Right.
Anyway, so, you know, even though the best target would just
Cameo,
be to take the
yeah.
Belchers out because then there's no realistic win con.
I gotta read the
This
backside of
does
Tamiyo
at
again.
least somewhat take out.
I never read this card
access
because
to
when it
some
flips, I just
Belcher.
concede the game in Legacy.
Now Michael does have a pair of Tameshis in hand. Currently, Francisco only
Return
has the one
instance.
counter
Okay,
spell, right?
the
So
ultimate
you can
actually isn't
counterspell
that
one
good. It
of
just
the
draws a bunch
Tameshis,
of
but
cards,
the
which you
other
can't
would
do with
resolve
Nasted
it.
in play.
We've seen it before. If there's anything in play, you can use that Tameshi to just
Yeah,
get
it's
rid.
mostly the
that
backside here,
Teferi
the
in play,
minus
or at least
we
take
just
it down.
used.
He went past one of them.
One
Would
of
have been past a
worst.
whir.
He's going back through now.
Okay,
shit,
found it.
Yeah, War is a card I imagine you
you
could
definitely got to
so-
find all of them. It is your fault if you fail to find, by the way.
3 and was like, wait a minute.
Oh, one's been exiled.
Yeah,
That's
he-
why. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, it
Yeah,
was
well,
just
that's
the
part
one
of the
at the
stack. Yeah,
beginning.
yeah. Okay, there you go. But it's also just good to know how.
How many
like, I
Tameshis
think
does Michael have in
Francisco
hand?
already has a really good sense for how Michael's going to sideboard, but just, hey, how many Blooms did you keep in and how many Belchers did you keep in? And how much do I need to focus
Does Michael
on
have
your
2 Tameshis
combo?
in hand?
Or,
He does. I think the game's over.
Having a bunch of counter spells with Tamiyo.
I have to do math now? I don't want to do math. 5 plus 7 is 13.
So
I
Francisco
think the
does
game's
have a
over.
counterspell for, and again, you know, Francisco knows the contents here.
You usually have to
of
arms
Michael's
chant
hand.
here.
What can he do? You could arms chant.
You have to
That's
arms
also
chant. You
consideration.
lose if you don't arms chant. That was such a sick bait.
I mean, is it possible that Michael can still win from this spot? There is a Tezzeret in hand with the ability to make a lot of mana.
You have to chant here.
If the Tameshi resolves, we're looking
That
at
that Tamiyo activation was actually
much
so
mana,
good.
right? We're looking at enough mana where most likely
'Cause these lines are
Tezzeret
impossible
can
without
get a Goblin
surgical.
Charbelcher.
It is 12. You're
And
right.
this
Thank
is
you,
if
Rick.
either
Well,
Tameshi
that's also less than
resolves, right?
15, which is where it was starting with the blue mana. But you
There's
actually make
2 in
even
hand,
more
he can
blue mana
counter
from
the
that.
first one, but can't Michael just cast the second one, crack the Lotus Bloom, and start going nuts?
Exactly, and because of that,
Yeah, you
does
have to chant.
Francisco
The-
have to
we
consider
figured it
maybe
out.
just casting an orange chant. But if he casts an orange chant, Michael could technically just cast Disrupting Shoal for 1 on the chant and still use the Lotus Bloom to
Oh,
generate
that's
a
true.
bunch of
I think the
mana
game's
to
over.
cast
I
Tezzeret
forgot the
Seeker, get
disrupting show
Belcher,
can be
and activate it.
cast.
Because Francisco knows all of the things that we know.
Right.
He just resolved surgical. So is there a way
This is
out of
disgusting, by the way.
Oh, excuse me. Disrupting Shoal can't be cast.
Oh, it can't be
Carries-
cast
Oh,
at
it's
all.
fair, it's fair, it's fair, it's fair. All right, everyone
So
relax, everyone
Francisco,
relax. We
if
missed it. We
Michael
all missed
tries
it.
to do
I
something
missed it
big
again.
here,
Poachon
Francisco
missed
does
it.
have the option to just
He has a Grand Prix win.
safely play Orange Chant to make sure he doesn't just straight up die.
I'm not bad.
This turn.
You have to chant here. Why are we
Michael's taking
thinking?
a look at his options here. Right now, Francisco can just simply look on.
Yeah, but this is still rough. I mean, Tameshi's still in play.
Wait, why
right?
did we let Tameshi resolve?
That does
'Cause we
put
can
some
chant at
pressure.
instant
It
speed?
does allow Michael to
Just crack it and play
you can do
Tezzeret.
something really weird too. If the game gets really
Like it's
weird,
counted?
you can just start
Mm.
picking up hydroelectric specimens.
Interesting.
Cast them.
Ooh.
What's
Have
okay?
some
So
1/4
yeah, now we're thinking.
play,
What's on the
really
board?
weird.
Right?
Hydroelectric.
And then just
Is there a
use
sink
that
on the board?
to
There's a Seagate on
just
the board.
Flood the board with random creatures to start chipping away.
We picked
at
up
the
Seagate.
planeswalkers that are in play. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
the
a line,
Tameshi
something that
resolved.
You can certainly do, especially if you don't think you can win this turn. So there is
Notably,
no
there is no
bouncing
soporific
Seagate
springs
restoration angle
on
where
Michael's
Narset's
side of
in
the board,
play.
so we cannot pick
Even
up a
the first
springs.
land that you bounce, you won't be able
Oh,
to
it's picking up
draw card,
teachings?
right?
That doesn't do
So-
anything. It's fairy in
right.
play.
Ooh, waterlogged. Yep.
He's attempting. He's just saying, are you gonna
Let me do
chant
this
here?
one.
You draw a card?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't draw a card.
Because
Narset.
he also bounced a waterlogged teachings, so Michael can use that, cast something.
You just cast the
a waterlogged
teachings now?
to be able to find an interactive spell.
This is so complicated.
So what is Michael's plan here?
Well, has the ability
He's counting
to
up a lot of
generate
mana. Is there a line
one
here? Am I missing
mana, and
something?
Francisco does have the ability to basically just end the turn.
I guess
I
so.
don't know if- I
The other
don't
thing
know
is
if
Michael
wants
does
to
not
pick
know
up
that
all
Francisco
the
has an arm
things
chain.
there.
He probably suspects he has a counterspell.
And if Michael just chooses to cast Tezzeret, Francisco can just counter that. But then Michael would have a lot of
Michael
mana
finds a
to
sink.
figure something else out. But once the Tezzeret gets countered, then there is no definitive way to get the Belcher
Yes, that's
immediately.
true. Everyone is
No.
You
confused.
can't even waterlog teachings for War of Invention, because
No.
those have been surgical.
All right, so we are trying
Right,
to
and he
Tameshi
can't
again.
Draw cards.
Picked up a hydroelectric specimen.
Gregory, the line's definitely there.
Flood the board with those.
It's just like
I don't know how many
very
specimens are in
complicated.
play,
Like if
but
you can
there's at
beat
least
all
one
of the
more.
interaction in Francisco's hand,
Could be one more.
and obviously we know what Francisco has that Michael doesn't. But Francisco has perfect information, but it's still tough to figure out. You can only use one piece of interaction basically, so you're trying to figure out when. Okay, there's
Francisco's
the
like,
chant.
Enough is
So
enough.
this turn is done.
I will not even let you cast
That
a
seems
hydroelectric
good.
specimen this turn. There's not much else Michael can do here.
Can Hydro re? Yeah, the main thing that Tameshi does here, it lets you recur Lotus Bloom. You can replay it for as many times as you have lands in play. You just have to pick up lands to activate Tameshi. But the key thing that happens after that is you can you can then get a Goblin Charbutcher out of your graveyard if you have enough mana. So if there was a Springs in play,
Find the Icecrown Scepter. That is the lock.
I think if there's a Springs in play, Michael was going to win there.
He's looking.
Actually, no, it would have been tough with. Oh, you can't cast instants. Never mind.
I think he would pick a lot quicker.
No,
if
you
he
were going to
had
get
one.
chanted there no matter what.
But keep in mind, there is.
Oh, that
only
was so
one
close. That was
copy of
wild.
Icecrown Scepter in
It's
this deck.
Hydroelectric. I'm pretty sure Arms Chant says opponent.
Days
It does
Undoing would
target,
also be extremely
but I don't think you
powerful.
can redirect.
If you can find that, that would also be very, very.
I don't think you can redirect Arms Chant with Hydroelectric. You can redirect counter spells.
But you
No,
have to
never mind, you
assume
can't.
that
It has to be
the
able to
speed at
target
which
the
he was
creature.
choosing means that neither of those cards
Okay, never mind.
were available.
So Hydroelectric Specimen didn't do
what
anything
do you
there.
think,
And
Lauren?
also you can't play
Yeah.
instants because Teferi's in play.
I mean, it's possible that Francisco from this point just goes, hey, maybe I'm. Does he have an? Oh, okay, never mind. I thought he still had the Orange Chant in hand.
Narset
If
Whiff?
he did, he might have just fired
Maybe?
another one off
Looks like he picked up a
because he can't
stock
attack
up. Didn't have
or
before.
Cast any spells, and then at instant speed cast stock up, and then just continue looking for
Right.
Days Undoing or any other way to just completely lock out this game.
But yeah, it looks like he only had the one orange.
This is so weird because
card to
like,
stock up. Okay.
Could also just be looking for. The
so
Orange
normally,
Chant
okay,
here,
so
right?
if Michael had a
The
Belcher,
main
this
phase
would be
stock
way
up.
less complicated, right?
An Icecrown Scepter? And that's an Orange Chant.
Because if the Belcher went
they're
to the
both in there?
graveyard,
I think so. I think the card underneath is an Orange Chant. And he goes for
if the Belcher went to
combo
the
here.
graveyard, you could recur it with Tameshi.
Okay. So just needs to survive this.
But because it's a
next turn.
Tezzeret,
He won't have enough mana to
Counterspell
get
is
it
actually
going.
good.
No, he doesn't. But right now he does.
Hold up,
He does have
Counterspell. Teferi can play
Counterspell.
Scepter Chant
As an
after that.
option. Teferi can't be killed. Tameshi is a 2-power creature, I believe.
It is 2-3.
So,
Yeah,
so
it's a
it would only
2/3.
be able to get Teferi down to 1. Will he
This is
be
so
able
tight.
to kind of fight through everything else, though? And worst case scenario, if it looks like Michael might be able to somehow go off, you can just naturally fire off that Orange Chant at some point.
Right.
Finding Scepter Chant
But
there
with
is
the
so
counterspell in there,
crazy.
too.
Yeah.
Stock up,
He
baby.
found Chant plus Scepter off of that stock up?
That was a strong.
The Tezzeret
strong
needs a reprint.
stop
I like
here
that
for
Tezzeret a lot.
Francisco
Big fan.
Sanchez.
It's actually my favorite Planeswalker of all time.
He's got a Scalding Tarn to follow up as
That
well.
and Elspeth, which should give you a good idea of
counting up
when I played a lot of Magic.
Total amount of mana that
The original
Michael could
Elspeth,
make?
obviously.
It's all the mana, right? We're looking at
Yeah.
21
3,
mana.
4, 5.
Michael has access to 21 mana basically
Yeah,
next
it's-
turn. It's just really important for Francisco to make sure
Yeah.
that Tezzeret doesn't resolve. Redundant copy of Tameshi doesn't do anything. Disrupting Shoal doesn't do anything. And the Hydroelectric Specimen also.
How big is
doesn't
the
do anything. Now, remember,
specimen on the
Michael
front
does have the
side?
ability to
The 1/4.
minus the Tameo and get stock up, which could perhaps try to dig you for
You
more
can
cards.
potentially run
the
out.
superhero
You could
would
run
be
out the
Right? Or
specimen as
if
a
you stock up
creature, but you
for
have to do
maybe
it
just
at
a
sorcery
Char
speed.
Belcher, with all the
is
mana
a
in
bit
the world, you
orkies.
can't counter both the Tezzeret and
But that
the
would be able to
Char
right?
attack the Teferi, which
So
would
I
be
think
very
that's
funny.
probably what Michael's going to be looking to do here with the Tameo. Stock up is not a card draw effect. It doesn't get negated by the Narset that's in play.
All right, play a land. Elspeth's on the champion. That's a good one.
And if you're Francisco, you really don't want to cast this chant, right? Because
Right.
if you can survive this turn, you 100% win this game.
You become the combo player.
Yeah, I think we
Right.
definitely want to. Just thinking.
But Francisco has other paths to victory. If he feels like I don't need to set
So,
their chant just yet,
Michael
you
doesn't
just
know
orange
this,
chant right now. Just don't attack me.
but
You can't even attack my
if
Narset next turn.
he can
I find
find
another
a
Narset
Goblin
and
Char
dig.
Belcher,
If I find Days Undoing, that's also
he will win the
extremely
game.
Yeah,
powerful.
he did
And
actually.
he's
he did
using
go
the
for that.
That was very
chance.
disciplined there from Sanchez.
Still
He
going to
will
use
have wanted
Tameo.
very much to hold on to that.
Right.
We're ticking up. Don't
Yeah,
pass.
nothing here Michael
Oh, you
can
can't
do.
draw a card.
Francisco looking for.
I'm surprised we're
a
not attacking
Surveillance.
Teferi
He
there.
does
Or
have the
Narset?
third one. I do believe there's a Thundering Falls in the deck, so he does have the ability to.
Oh, you
use
got
that for
chanted. Did he
3.
get kicked? It got kicked again,
So now
didn't
he
it?
just wants to find another.
It gets kicked
option.
every time.
So if he can find
I get
another
baited and it
orange
gets
chant
kicked
here,
every time. Yeah, I did get kicked.
We will be seeing a game 4.
Oh, yeah, that kind of makes sense,
But I
Gregory.
think he's
I
only
like
got
Tempest
one left
Basic
in
slot,
the
and
library here.
I didn't start playing with that set
So there's
necessarily,
2
but
in
that was
the
like one of the
reserve,
first
third
sets I
one in the
remember.
Yeah, I think he. Had
So there's
used
one
for
orange
I didn't start
chant
playing
yet,
when it came out, but it's one of the first sets I
Days
fell in love with.
Undoing is also
Yes.
extremely powerful, and there are 2 copies of that in the deck.
Neo Basics are extremely
that
good.
Went back on top
He
real
kept
quick.
it on top, so it's either a counter spell.
Oh, he might still be thinking actually.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he kept it.
All right.
Was it
What is
Chant?
it?
I
Chant
don't
number
think it was
3?
Orange Chant. It was probably
Chant
just a counter
4?
spell.
Okay.
No, the top
Something.
card is a pending, I think.
He would have kept it way faster.
He's cast 2 already. He might have cast 3 Arms Chant. I can't tell if the first
Okay.
card in his graveyard is an Arms Chant or not.
I imagine probably wanting to
Replay Narset.
play out another Narset here
Yep.
and dig.
Oh,
Still
Francisco
has
also has
the
Ottawara.
ability to
That's pretty
find
good
the
here.
last Orange Chant here.
Yeah.
Could do some.
It's a surgical.
Oh, he's more than one
That does
surgical.
help against
Okay, that's really
Cameo
good.
minus on stock up. Also can disrupt the
So
Lotus Bloom
now
combo.
the thing I said before,
right?
where
'Cause
if
it's a
Michael
sorcery
finds a
speed
Belcher and
effect.
casts it, he
So
wins
Lotus
is
Bloom
not
gets the
true with
graveyard,
surgical.
And then Michael targets the Lotus Bloom with Tameshi at Sorcerer Speed.
Oh,
you
that's
add
true. You
the
can also
Lotus
surgical
Bloom,
the
and all of a sudden
Lotuses.
Michael
That's also
can
bad.
generate 20 mana.
Huge mana. Yeah. And the Narset being replaced.
Okay,
is
so
now at 3
now we
loyalty,
have
which
to try and
means
kill
it'll still be
Teferi.
there.
Right, but now keep in mind,
Right?
though, because Francisco doesn't have the Orange Chant here, Michael can start attacking.
Chant
Start
is
attacking here.
spells,
The Tameshi-
can't cast spells, and if you kick it, can't attack. So it's not abeyance.
Michael draws his card for the turn.
Yes,
Takes a quick look.
you can Ottawara, but Francisco's the one with Chant, not
Seagate
Well, I guess if
Restoration.
Michael had an Ottawara, yes, he could Ottawara. So that would
does
work.
have a
Ottawara would actually be
hydroelectric
quite good here.
specimen. You You can run that out too, and if he does want to play out additional
Yeah,
creatures,
counterattack
he
spells.
does have to do that main phase.
Not Abeyance,
He's
which shuts down
also
activated
aware of the
abilities.
surgical extraction in Francisco's
I don't,
hand.
does Michael have an
Maybe
Ottawa in his
it's not in
deck?
his best interest to just try to get that Lotus Bloom.
Oh no, of course not. He can't have lands. He can't have lands. This happened yesterday. I almost got tricked.
Once you go to combat,
Narset, yep. No
Attack
more digging
you.
here. Make it less likely for Francisco to be able to find
Do you find a
the Days
Belcher?
Undoing, or
Nope.
of course the Orim's Chant to lock up the game.
What if we just go on the offense? I guess Teferi's Tezeret's never resolving.
All right.
No, he doesn't. He can't have Ottawa because he doesn't have lands. There's
Trying
one
to
island
get
in his
this
sideboard, I
Tezzeret
think, for
to-
Ghost
to
Quarter and
resolve.
stuff.
It looks like tapping 5 mana, but of
It's
course,
not going to
we
be
know
in
that
this
Francisco
matchup.
has
I don't
Counterspell.
think.
he will eagerly.
Yeah, deck
use
wouldn't
that
work. Deck wouldn't work. No Ottawa. Oh, there's a very nice basic spell. Big
So
fan.
that's Tezzeret. Yep.
Okay, so it does go for Tezzeret. Gets a
That's
counter.
Tezzeret, and that is counterspell.
No more Tezzeret threat.
Oh, and he's just like, use your surgical.
He
You
is
want
Got to
to
make him use it.
daring him to do so.
Because if Francisco uses the surgical, then Michael can use the Tameo to get the stock up back and cast stock up this turn.
I see. So
Suppression
it's- if you're only
Ray.
gonna get one
Picking
of these-
up.
Right.
Waterlog
Will
teachings.
you allow me to generate tons and tons of mana?
So you pay for that? You leave it in the stack? Yes.
Ability on the stack, sorcery speed.
Everything is
Francisco.
sorcery speed. Yeah, Lawless, it's there's a lot going on.
If he does, you can see that.
It's tough. There's not a
Michael
lot of
has
opportunities to
three
relax in
really
this final, I feel
ready.
like.
And Francisco is aware that Michael
Okay.
will be able to cast stock up this turn.
Let's shut him down.
Damage is showing
Okay, so now,
the 1-4, right? Yeah.
so now
Seagate.
now finding and casting a Belcher does not win you the game on the spot because you can no longer generate
If
enough
Michael
mana to
goes for
recur
the-
it with Tameshi this turn.
Stock up out of the yard. That
Because you
will
can
just
no
count
longer
that,
do
right?
the Lotus Bloom
Right.
Whip.
Yes.
22, right? Yep.
But would allow him to,
But
what if he just naturally finds Goblin Charbelcher? Just
But
play it, and right now,
Tameshi will
Francisco
still
is- actually, Francisco does
help
have
you
consigned to
beat
memory
a
for
counterspell.
naturally hard
But it costs
cast
a lot of
Charbelchers.
mana. Costs
Although,
8
with
mana.
Tameshi in play,
But I think
just
there's a
gets better.
line.
Well, you can just get it back.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta get to 8. You gotta get to 8 mana now, which is much trickier. Yeah, it's possible. I wonder why we. I guess you can't
look
hit
at
Teferi.
this. Casting Hydroelectric Specimen, you could still minus here to get back stock up, but actually choosing to tick this up because Narset next turn is going to die. He's at
Interesting.
1.
So
Yeah.
now we
Once
decided
that
on the
goes-
play the
once that
specimen
dies,
line.
If you ultimate the
Hey, look,
Tameo,
it's on the flip side, by the way.
surely will be able to win the game.
Yeah, the
unless
lands you pick up being
Francisco
spells are
can
actually
find the
really
last
good.
Ocean in his deck here.
But spells are a lot less relevant because it's
The
Teferi.
next concept- Oh, he's digging,
Bounce Tameshi.
He sure is.
Did you find it?
and that's a land. So
Two
he has
lands.
2 lands, a scepter, and a consign. So one of these planeswalkers is going to go down, and Francisco is out of action.
And it's going to be Narset.
Hey, I mean, I talked about it a little bit.
Not for the
earlier.
Tameo. Tameo's minus
Any
8, right?
random creature matters, including a 3 mana.
I did joke
1/4.
that
Yeah.
the one for was gonna get played, but it did actually happen. Oh, Tameo was minus 7.
Francisco plays his land.
Oh,
right.
we have a blocker.
Oh, he's going to play Kahira, though.
That's so
Right?
funny.
That's
That's
a
hype.
legal play, of course.
That's huge.
That's
Yeah, no,
hype.
that blocks that absolutely blocks the Hydroelectric Specimen.
This game is
And that means that
crazy.
the
Belcher?
plan to ultimate Tameo maybe not going to happen.
Right?
We
But,
played some.
again,
Oh, we have
still
archaeologist.
Get back stock up, right?
Start from that loyalty the other direction.
4,
Right?
6
Ooh, that's a
lands.
Pelagi Archaeologist here.
Need 8 lands in play for Tameshi to reshape the Belcher.
Perhaps he could find some
What if you
Archaeologist
fail to
first.
find?
Kahira away. Yeah, then it's a 1.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
What if you choose not to, just to have another 1-power creature? in
Totally an
play?
option.
Oh, it's a 0 power creature. That's funny. I think at this point, Cluis,
Flare
I
isn't
think-
particularly great.
No, there's still a Teferi on the board.
Can't get Thundertrap Trainer.
it's a good question, Francisco.
does
I
choose to get a
don't.
land
I
here.
think maybe you can actually, but I don't think it matters. Well, the
he gonna
consign
use
does
that
also
to
be tam. No, it's a triggered
No
ability, not
way.
activated ability.
Too?
Yeah, so he can tam you out.
So he totally is.
Are we casting Suppression Ray?
Is on the stack.
Tap all of 5 mana, tap your 3/2 to kill your Narset.
And it's going to happen. He
It's
found
6 mana,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
That is incredible.
That is
Yeah.
ridiculous. I did not think that this, you know, I can see use cases for most of the cards.
Right.
But suppression rate?
Oh,
This
oh
is
no,
a
paying the
dual
energy
land that you
at
can
stun
grab.
counters.
With these 2
It just taps them
creatures,
all.
But suppression ray not on the menu. Are we going to see this Tameo ultimate now?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Are
so
you
good.
kidding?
Right.
Draw cards equal to half the number of cards in your library?
Has he activated the Tameo yet?
No.
That
Yeah,
is
Cluis, it's
Fire
really
it
complicated, but all of the land, like the build track has no actual lands in it. All the lands in his deck are MDFCs, modal double face
Now,
cards. So
keep
there
in
are
mind
spells on
you
the
could
front side,
also
lands on the
found
back side, which is how the Belcher deck wins.
Right.
Because when it belches,
That's what I was
Belcher
thinking,
looks for a
right?
land, and when you don't have a
That's
land,
what
it just deals damage equal to the number of cards in your library. Which is usually a big number.
The ultimate
But all
draw
of the lands are
card equal to
spells.
half your library.
And one of the spells is tap all your creatures
Wow,
for
it did
5
not
mana
look
at soul
like
3
that was
speed.
going to come together, but it sure did. So he's going to count him out.
Also, the worst
no
creatures you've
match
ever
in
seen in your
size.
life are attacking. Hang on. This is actually important.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31 to 16.
Round up,
So-
16.
No.
It's all up, right?
and
This
that's still enough
probably
for a Belcher.
doesn't
Yeah,
come up,
31 cards.
by the way. This probably doesn't come up, chat.
Yeah.
But Belcher only deals as much damage
How does he
as you
not?
have
He's
cards
got
to reveal
17
with it.
cards.
What an incredible way to win.
So there
right?
is a small
Unbelievable.
opportunity
Suppression ray
that Michael's
into
deck gets so small a
Tameo
Belcher
and
activation doesn't actually
This is
win.
Wild
Ultimate.
stuff from Michael D.
Oh,
Benedict.
Clues, that's totally fine. You're allowed to ask
He drew
questions.
16
So he doesn't
cards.
win, but he has
16
20 cards or
And
whatever in
he
his
just gave a
hands.
look to our card spotter, like, good luck with this one.
Hey, keep in mind though, Francisco.
Oh, man,
can
the card
still
spot is
top
working
that
overtime.
orange chant.
That's right.
That is still
That is
on
live.
the table here. It's a 1-outer. It's a 1-outer, but he still has a chart.
Scepter Chant is
If he
beatable
draws
from this.
himself
Oh, no, you
start
can't
turns,
attack!
Use that to find the last.
No, it's not
last orange chant.
beatable.
Maybe a Days on.
Yeah, you
Dueling,
can't activate
right?
Belcher
That
twice or
could
activate 2
also do it.
Belchers. Or just do it over
Get
2
7
chants. Like,
fresh
it's
cards,
probably not
shuffle
gonna
all the
matter,
orange chants back in.
but there is a
Francisco still
chance
has
that the Belcher
chance here.
activation wouldn't kill, which would give Francisco 1 more turn.
Michael with
Just a funny thing that can
20
happen.
plus cards
Not
in
something I
hand
think
right
will come
now.
up, but just a thing to
Still
think
lose
about
this game.
as this game
broken
gets
our
extremely
card
long.
counting abilities.
Yeah, the
Our
Tameo
graphics
Emblem
cannot
Lawless
handle
says you have no
22
maximum hand
cards.
size.
All right, what do you have, Francisco? Orange chant.
That's not Arms Chant, it's Mystical Dispute.
That was Mystical Dispute.
Yep, it was Mystical Dispute.
It was Mystical
The
Dispute.
first Char Belcher
not Orange
isn't
Chant, it's-
going to win the game, by the way.
Yeah. He forgot to attack.
Oh,
He would-
actually.
he would've- it doesn't really matter.
Right.
And
It
at this
kind of
point,
matters,
you have
honestly.
Michael
Attacking
has
seems
to
pretty
care.
good here.
This is a Pro Tour win if Michael does. Trying to finish
So
off
Teferi's still being in play
Francisco with his
kind of
Goblin
annoying.
Charbelcher deck.
But has Goblin Charbelcher, if he runs it out, remember he can't fight it back with counter. Teferi is still in play.
I think the
Francisco
line
has
is-
a blocker here, and the only attacker here is the.
I think the
Hydra
line is
Knight.
play Char Belcher and play Tameshi. Tameshi's going to
There
get
is a Tameshi.
disputed.
But remember, all the Lotus Plumes have been exiled, so it won't be generating you additional mana.
So the reason you need Tameshi is because you need Tameshi
Can cast
to recur the Goblin
the
Char Belcher from your
Sink into
bin,
Stupor, however,
which is really
on
important if you get Arms
Teferi,
Chanted.
Right? What if you lead with that? Oh, it is on the stack, of course.
That's what he did.
Oh, he cast a
Right,
sync.
And now he
Okay.
has all the free counters.
Yes.
There's 2 Disrupting Shoals.
There's no way that Teferi's going to hit the battlefield again.
Oh, the game's over.
Force of Negation wouldn't work though, right? And he doesn't have enough mana here to actually just win with Belcher on the spot.
He is a little
think you
bit
just play Belcher and pass?
mana-locked, but he's had so many resources.
Why are you playing a tap land? Leave out
and with so
Flusterstorm.
many free
It probably doesn't
spells,
matter, actually.
Right.
He can win over the course of the next turn or two. if
Right,
he'd
because
like.
Francisco can no longer
didn't play
actually
Belcher.
draw Ice Crown Scepter
Right.
or Imps Chant because
Or-
nothing's going to
We're
resolve.
leaving up a
Nothing's
mana
gonna
instead.
resolve
I
at
guess
all.
that's better. No chance.
Michael Di Benedetto Plummer somehow finding.
Yeah,
a
now
way
all the
forward.
spells are unlocked finally. Yeah, this is never resolving.
Suppression ray after this one.
No kidding.
I would hardcast a Force Negation here, I think. Or Flare of Denial, maybe. A hardcast one. Hardcast Force. Pitching.
There's the first of the free counters.
Yeah, at
You
this
can
point,
dispute, it doesn't matter. You can pay
now has
3.
no outs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
no
win with
way
like
he
triple
can
counterspell
win
backup or something.
Two packs. Yep.
We have a new Pro Tour champion, ladies and gentlemen. Folks,
What a game here.
What an
This is it.
incredible way to win a Pro Tour.
a ridiculous game. I count
I
1,
thought this was a
2,
Charbelcher deck.
3,
Yeah, it turns out it's a Tamio.
4-ish
That
counters
guy
that are free. Belcher?
Cameo suppression ray.
GFG?
The combo. There's
Man.
Goblin
Wait, no.
Charbelcher on the stack.
He has consign.
Signed
This
a
isn't
memory there
resolving.
from Francisco, also a mystical dispute, which actually does.
No, he has
something
consign
here
for
too,
10
but
million. This isn't
if they get
resolving.
countered for
He doesn't have
free,
enough counters for all the consigns.
Consign to memory does have replicate,
Sure.
so you can make multiple copies.
Yeah, this last game is incredible.
Try to get to prevent the Belcher from resolving.
So Flusterstorm can't beat consign in this spot because the storm count isn't high enough.
But he
And
doesn't wanna
currently,
tap out either
Michael can't
in case
recur the Belcher
Michael has a fluster
or
storm,
play it
right?
again.
So you got to kind of choose
Which he does.
a good number for this, and you don't have to do it for. Again, if you do it for
Yeah,
the full amount,
Cheon's got it right.
Michael just-
Flusterstorm doesn't beat
I
consign
guess the
here.
Fluster
There's
Storm
not
will
enough.
cover all of them anyways.
The storm count is
It's a
1.
storm versus replicate.
So replicate doesn't count as casting those
You're
spells?
only the one.
Yeah. No. You don't have enough counter spells. Oh, he has
What a
2
beautiful
Fluster
game by
Storms.
Michael. And I'm sure it was probably the correct play, but I wonder if Francisco is going to go back. and
2
think about
Fluster
that.
Storms might be
Had the lock
enough.
in his hand, but ran out that orange chant.
Yeah.
Consign
go,
for
Could I have
4.
survived that
Was
turn?
there any
Storm count is
possible
He had
2.
counterspell and
There are
consign to memory.
4 copies of consign on the
Just
stack
did
targeting
not
Belcher.
survive.
All the
We have
He's casting consign, and it looks like he's replicated it
3 times.
3 times.
you mind?
I mean, can Michael just counter all of them?
Well, so he's got.
He's gonna
Flare
try and
Denial
win
for
here.
1.
Okay, so you can cast.
Flare
Oh,
Denial
I know
for
exactly
1.
what's going to happen here.
Disrupting Shoals.
He's going to play his free counters to get enough storm.
After casting
After
other
casting a
counters.
bunch of other
Yeah.
spells.
I mean, this isn't normally an option, but
Right.
with the amount of cards in hand,
Oh, this is so
for
sick.
Michael, maybe he can actually just
Flare?
do it.
He probably does,
He
Counter?
has used these sleeves to represent copies
right?
of
Storm count
consign,
is
and he's
3?
starting to hit them individually.
Fluster Storms.
Belcher consign Flare. Storm is 3. Fluster.
2, 1, 1.
Okay, but he does have 3 mana. That means that 1's resolved.
Yeah, but he has a second fluster
One,
storm
one.
in hand.
Oh, he does?
It's not.
And
He can play an
Disrupting
untap land too with the
Shoal.
other thing. Is the
Fluster
other thing,
Storm if you
right?
wanted as a free spell too, if you wanted to
Yeah,
counter
the
it.
free cancel that sack a blue creature is the first counter that he cast.
I mean, Michael has so many.
I think the reason Michael is doing it this way is because he wants to play a free counter on the last one
I mean,
because he
he drew
wants the other
16
Fluster
cards
Storm
off
to
the
be able to
cameo.
counter another counter spell.
And now he's using them. Francisco says,
Like, I guess
sure.
I'll pay for whatever I need to pay.
Fluster again?
And there's another Fluster Storm.
Can't be this with a single counter spell. I guess the line is the same.
And that's gonna
GG!
do it. Michael DiBenedetto
Did he have another land?
wins the Pro Tour with Goblin.
He still has to play a land, right?
Yeah, correct.
I mean, he knows he has a land in hand, right? But just pointing out, he still has to play another land and activate the Belcher, but the game is over.
Wins the Pro Tour with Goblin Charbelcher here in Atlanta.
What?
He didn't play a land, right? I'm pretty sure. We'll go back and look in a second.
Suppression.
Sheesh. Suppression rate. Every part of the Belcher Buffalo was used to win this game, by the way.
So many creative.
Basically
ways to
every
win
spell
over
was
the
cast.
copy. Sure, it's a Belcher deck. Sure, you can win with Belcher.
Yeah, that's
But we
also
saw
true
with
potassium.
Combat damage. A win
But
with
I'm pretty sure he could activate that turn.
Emblem, Suppression ray.
Yeah, he's
Suppression Ray,
excited.
Specimen, Tamio ult was all used.
Friends surrounding him.
That's also true. The Belcher's gonna live. even if he can't activate
He
it.
really put on a show for us.
Oh, he sure did.
This deck seems nuts.
Played so extreme. Was that not his deck? Or
I think it was. I think
Yeah,
he was
okay.
just. You got a trophy to hold.
Oh,
you
right,
know?
of
Yeah.
course, of course. I don't know what that's like, Marshall, so.
Yeah, same.
Hey, Paul, you've held Grand Prix trophies. Don't worry about it.
A great run for Francisco Sanchez, maybe putting blue-white.
Yeah,
back on the
MDFC's,
map in Modern.
Look, this may not be Pro Tour Modern Horizons 3,
Ultimately, he fell a bit short in the
Oh, yeah.
which was the last Modern Pro Tour, but Modern Horizons 3 certainly had an impact on this tournament. He did bring a 60 card deck. He brought 60
Great
spells
stuff
and
in
used
the
all of
feature
them.
match area here in the finals.
Kinda
Well,
true.
It's entertaining. You know, I was a little worried going into the finals. I'm like, well, is it just going to be like a bunch of counter fights? No, there was a lot more going on.
And that's the thing. When you always talk about a control deck versus a combo deck, I think
Jeez.
if you come from the perspective of maybe of a less experienced player, you go, well, the control deck just has all these counter spells. I just can't win. But in the hands of an expert pilot, you can just kind of play around everything that they have and then just find all kinds of different ways to win the game. You don't
It turns
just have
out
to,
spells cost mana.
It's not just Goblin Charbelcher that can win you the game. You can play your creatures. Sideboarding is really important. And Michael just kind of displayed all
Oh,
the
no, this
different
update was
ways you can win
awesome.
with this. It was really, really important.
Belcher's
Yeah,
the only
thing
deck that
really
repeated.
stands out, especially against the control decks, is
Potassium.
if you're in the combo
It is not the
player
next
seat like
video,
the Charbelcher
but the
seat,
video
what is the
after
pressure
that.
Right.
and if the deck
will be
is
about this
not
Pro Tour.
applying pressure to
Although
you,
I think
you
there's
have
2
a
videos from this Pro
lot
Tour
of
that I might
time to
make, so I don't know which one I'm going to
develop
make in what
the
order.
game,
Probably the
to
Belcher deck
counters,
first,
to
if I had to
get your mana
guess.
going, to find your combo pieces, and there's nothing coming. That's why in the round prior when we saw
I would
Psychic
say
Squad on the
they're
battlefield on the
very
other side,
different
it was
decks.
a totally
Kuis.
different game
Right.
than when we didn't. And this blue-white deck,
They're
didn't
both
quite
landless
have
decks,
that
but they're both doing
early
pretty
pressure.
different things.
There wasn't any, 1 mana card, 2 mana card that just had to be dealt
Also,
with.
is there even an Oops variant in
From
Modern
Michael's
that's
perspective, and it
playable?
gave him a bit more
I guess there
breathing
is.
room
I
to
doubt
set
it's
up his
very
hand.
good.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right. The pressure that this blue-white deck can put on you is basically try to resolve 3 mana Planeswalker, and if it does, it's really, really good. But
It's
there's
really
just,
good.
But there's just
Yeah,
so
that game
many
was
ways to
sick.
counter it. You have the free counters, you have the creatures to even pressure it. There's just a lot of different ways to attack the Planeswalkers.
Marshall and Paul, and what
All
an
right.
exciting finals that was.
What a banger.
This, right? If you
Let's watch the semifinals that I missed.
sink into
Might be moving a little. Whoop. Spoilers. There's 5 games of belching happening. Are all the games worth watching, chat? Yeah, Oops is also kind of just a legacy deck. Jacob, that is a great question.
cycle through the Lotus Blooms, and then he'll be
Yeah, with the... I don't know why we're chanting there. We're scared, I guess. But I mean, we also don't know what he has, right?
able to.
All right. Let's watch the mirror match. Oh my goodness.
Everybody gear on up because we got to send.
Gear on up.
To play a little.
Blah, 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 blah.
Marshall.
It's funny. Michael on Twitter said he really likes Strix Serenade.
There's a game.
I don't know what it was good for, but maybe we'll find out.
Is a Lotus Bloom actually not playing it turn 1? So we're already seeing some interesting decisions here. If that really is a Lotus Bloom in his opener, could not play it on turn 1.
Ending?
You just forget?
Meanwhile, Miko
Oh, it's a bloom.
suspending his Lotus Bloom on turn 1, so he'll be the first person to actually resolve it here.
Why would you bloom on turn 2 here?
Michael does suspend it now.
Of course, Michael must have a reason to do so.
I mean, I guess you want 1 mana left over for some reason?
Michael's considered a modern expert.
I don't know.
and
Just a
certainly
Yeah, I'm
a
sad Troy
Charbelcher
didn't make it.
Yeah.
Constructed expert, and certainly a Charbelcher expert here as well.
All right, let me...
Yeah,
Definitely be deferring
It's a
to
little bit-
his choices here.
and a big numbers guy too, because I approached him the other day once he locked in his top 8, and I just kind of asked him, it's like, hey, congratulations, of course, but what made you play this deck? And he says, well, I just played everything, looked at the numbers, and Belcher was by far the winningest deck, so I just chose to play that deck and mastered the deck.
That is a real rare
Deck does
skill
seem
set
good,
to
chat.
have, honestly, to be able to just do that.
Right.
You know, there's different types of lists that appeal to different types of players. And
If you're delaying a
that
bloom, you're definitely trying to
flexibility
like...
is, really
You're
great if
you're
you
planning on
just
doing something on your combo turn with 8 mana that matters to you.
Right, absolutely. So
I don't know
Miko here
specifically
does
what,
have
but
force of negation in hand to at least have one counter spell.
the way the
available
deck
for
lines up
potential
is you
combo.
definitely
But
care
because-
way more
because
about
that
having.
Lotus Plume is sitting at 1. Michael can't go for a potential turn 4 kill, but does have a Flare of Denial and Force
Would've
of
had the kill here,
Negation.
right?
So with Michael's hand, he can hard cast Flare of Denial, doesn't have any creatures in play, and still have a Force of Negation backup.
Oh, no, he
if
didn't have an
Miko
untapped
tries
land.
to go for a
Wouldn't have.
Belcher.
And we
Or
see
time.
the whir of invention here from Miko.
Man, Lotus Bloom's
Going
so
for the
good.
Double Lotus Bloom.
Yeah,
Turn 4.
and Michael not really choosing.
All
to
the
counter
extra
this
copies of
because
Lotus
there is
Bloom
another
represent
Lotus Bloom
like
coming up
all
next
of the
turn,
cards you
and
care about.
probably
Because like
gonna
all your
be
cards are
able to
free,
just
and all
fight
the cards that
Belcher
aren't free
if Miko
cost
chooses
3
to go
mana,
for it.
and then
But
all the cards
Miko-
that are free
here,
also
Miko's
cost
side,
3
he's gonna
mana.
have access to 9 mana next turn. So Belcher is 4.
The control deck did look
Belcher
very
is 4,
sweet.
and you're still going to have access to 5 mana here. And Miko
And it
also
felt
has
like-
the Tameshi, and notably that's
I don't know,
not
it
a
felt like there
card
wasn't quite
that you
enough-
can
I'm-
counter.
Maybe Consign was overrated
Force
against the Belcher
Negation.
lists.
So double Lotus Bloom.
Maybe
in play
the
now
control
for
pilots thought
Miko.
Belcher wouldn't be as popular as it was.
As he goes to his draw step, 2
Definitely a deck
copies of
expected to see, so
Charbelcher in
obviously had
hand.
a plan for it, but didn't feel those sideboard games
See
felt so
how
hard.
Miko starts things off here.
And those are
Do
your
you
better
just
games, right?
Run out one Belcher, or do you just start things off with Tameshi?
Time to
5
belch.
mana.
Nope, not yet. Time to
Just a hard
Tameshi.
cast
Gets
flare.
countered.
Makes sense because that's the only way you can actually counter it.
True. Force of negation doesn't
Now,
work
Miko
on
can
Tameshi.
Sacrifice the other Lotus Plume and hard cast Force of Negation here.
Yep.
Can't cast it for free.
I
because
did
it
point
is
out
his
that this
turn.
is one of the things that
If
Lotus
he
Bloom is good at.
resolves the Tameshi, he's going to have so much mana that he can just run out
Sync.
the Belchers.
Oh,
immediately
disruption.
down.
That's
So
hype.
We are going to see a fight.
Jwari Disruption.
Oh, actually going for the disruption here.
But that is going to get immediately recountered with the Force.
Have to
Right, but
pay
now
mana
there
for the
is,
force,
what,
though.
a Force of Negation in Miko's hand, but if he does cast it,
Yeah.
he won't have any
I think it's
mana
worth
left,
having
He'll be out of
Tameshi,
mana.
but you
He
might
needs a
die?
one white source.
right? And then Michael next turn will have 4
Huh,
lands
that's fascinating.
plus Lotus Bloom, and he's got a Charbelcher in hand.
Wow, what a setup.
Do you just let this resolve
Yeah.
and
I think you have to let it go and
keep Force of Negation?
Force
Well, I
the
mean,
Belcher,
Miko
right?
does have his own Force of Negation here, so it's like, do you want to hold this Force of Negation to make sure that Michael can't possibly combo off next turn, or do you just try to if you cast a Force here, I mean, you're left with nothing.
Right?
So it might just be in his best interest to just keep up Force here.
It's funny you see Miko shake his head.
And this is why Miko said the mirror match is something. Because if you don't think you can combo off this turn,
One spell
you
away
now have to play around the fact
potentially
that
winning
Michael
this turn.
can have the combo next turn.
Michael looks pretty chill about this whole.
He's like,
kinda,
all right.
this is the way I planned this out from
Yeah.
the very beginning of this game.
yeah, just letting it go,
Yeah,
right?
Miko doesn't have an untapped land here, and yet does let it resolve, recognizing that
Wow.
it's really important to stop the Goblin Charbelcher here.
But what a blowout. That's both Lotuses in
Belcher,
the yard.
Bloom,
Yeah, and the Tameshi.
draw.
All right, and at this point, Michael's out of counters. He's just going to go for it here, most likely. But
Belcher.
Miko will have
Force.
the counterspell here.
This is what he
Was
gained
pitching
by allowing
teachings.
all that to happen was protection from the other side. And that's going to work out pretty
Untap,
well
Belcher,
for him because
go.
now Michael does not have a Charbelcher, and Miko's Charbelcher flooded.
Miko top decked an untapped land that turn.
Oh, that's
to
a good top
slam
deck.
Charbelcher. That was huge. That was so big. If it was a tap land, Michael could be the person who could have War of Invention for Belcher and then say
Is
go.
stock up?
Crazy.
So what I saw?
So now Michael needs to find maybe a bounce effect here.
You know
of
what's
sinking
wild, by
Stupor
the
to
way, chat?
bounce the Goblin Charbelcher back to Miko's hand.
Nope, didn't
Nope.
find anything, and Miko Araxinen picks
Uh,
up game one.
because this
That
deck plays
key
whir,
inflection point
if you think
of deciding to
if you think the
leave
mirror is going
up
to be
that
more popular,
counter
there are
really
other
did
things
pay
you can
off,
fetch
even
with
though
War of
it was
Invention
a
that
tough
might be
pill
able to stop
swallow
them,
from
right?
Miko's
Like,
perspective.
it also stops you, so it's maybe not
Three
ideal,
key
but you could, in
permanents
theory,
hitting the
work for
graveyard that
Pithing Needle
turn with
relatively easily in
nothing
this
to show
deck.
for it for Miko.
Which
But
would
he
be a
still said,
funny
"I
thing to
need
happen.
keep
I mean,
my guard up because
generally, when you
if-
have
if
a
I
deck that
fight
can
over
play this many spells,
and even if I win, I could just
and a
lose
bunch of tutors,
on Michael's turn, and that's
there's a lot of
exactly
cool
what
things you can do
happened,
with
by the way.
Yeah, that
with bullets.
untap land off the top.
All right, game one
was so
to the
good, 'cause
fin.
There's only 12
There's
of
not
the
that
Pretty
many,
straightforward.
Yeah.
Right.
You see the Lotus
Present to
here from
win.
Michael
Win a
started
counter fight,
off, and also
counter your
for
opponent's
Miko.
Belcher, play your own Belcher, win the game. I'm surprised how often
With the
this deck is playing Belcher and
two-mana
passing the
creature
turn,
here,
but
a delayed
I
Lotus
think that is
Blow,
a feature of
but
this
can't
deck
play
that
out
I
the
severely
Thunder
underrated
Trap Trainer, and
when
actually
analyzing it.
choosing not to play
And
it
I think
here.
it is the single biggest. I think it's
Wow.
one of the biggest strengths of the
trainer?
deck.
The Thunder
is that you
Trap
can just
Trainer,
play a
right?
Belcher and
Maybe
pass and still
trying to
win.
play around a Stern Scolding.
But obviously the other part being that like
Interesting.
it's a deck with a bunch
Yeah,
of blue
Michael's
spells that plays a
already
single
done
card that wins the game.
Two things that I would guess 99% of people playing this deck would do. You play this deck, you play your 2-mana creature. That's just something you do. Turn 1 on the play, you suspend your Lotus Bloom, and Michael hasn't done either when we've seen both games 1 and 2.
And it's interesting.
Yeah, there
too,
must be
because it's
something
not like
about the
there's
mirror
anything
where
else to do here.
Right.
you want your Lotus Bloom later. I wonder what it is.
I think what
I
he
can't
wants
think
to
of what it
do
is.
is have Miko run out his 2-mana play so that he doesn't run his Thunder Trap Trainer into Stern Scolding, right? Because you think, well, it's going to be pretty likely Miko on the draw probably just has to play a 2-mana creature.
Right.
So you let him do his thing, then you get the Thunder Trap Trainer in play, and all of a sudden you're guaranteed to have a free counterspell up because you already have the Flare of Denial in hand. So interesting sequencing, but I think it was really smart here.
What
from
Chion's
Michael's
talking
part.
about is interesting.
And by the way, it's playing out exactly
Because
that way,
we think about
see
Flare of
the
Denial being
Archaeologist
free,
from
which, you know, it is on the turn that you need it to be, but
which leaves him tapped
it's more
out.
like a counterspell that you suspend in a weird way,
Disrupting Shoal for 2
where
here,
like
it
you have to
seems.
make an
Okay.
investment of a creature
But those
in
are the
order to be able to
exchanges
cast
that you
it for
have to be
free,
willing to take if you're in
and these
minus.
decks are just playing like
Definitely.
decent
That's
2-drops,
so
right?
much better than
So it's
getting
kind of like
hard
a counter that
Stern
costs 2 mana, but
Scolding
you
where
pay
it has
for it
limited
well up
targets,
front.
somewhat
So
narrow.
you wouldn't think
There's
normally
two
that
of
fighting
them
for creatures
there
would be all that
for
relevant, but it is somewhat relevant
Ooh,
here.
he finally found his Charbelcher too.
There is a Charbelcher
Oh, don't worry, we
here,
watched the
has a
final on
hit,
stream
has a
already, Cust.
Tameshi in hand, but no way to actually counter Belcher
If
here.
you do not want to be
Michael,
spoiled,
however, has a
I don't know,
Charbelcher
go
in
somewhere else.
hand With a Lotus Bloom coming off next turn.
Because
so
everyone in this chat has
just
been
based on what
spoiled,
we
and it was a
see,
great
Michael
final.
can find an untapped land to play next turn.
My chat
He
told me
could
to.
just
I missed the
play
semi, so my
Belcher
chat told me to go back and
and
watch it
activate
because they
next
said it
turn.
was also
But even if he
cinematic.
doesn't, you can still run out Thunder Trap Trainer, maybe try to keep up Flare, and we have another Lotus Bloom coming in the next turn.
Let's see if you can find that untapped mana.
Trissara, how do I sum that up for you?
Because if he goes for it with the untapped land here,
He altered
if he
Tamio,
goes for it, he will just
eventually
win the
killed
game.
Teferi, unlocked all his counters, had a 20-card hand,
Is that another
and
Lotus
eventually
Bloom?
was able to
Another
force
Lotus
through a
Bloom,
win.
so-
That's basically what happened.
I don't know if this
But
is
it was-
even that much worse.
It was
than-
quite complicated.
This gets countered because of the Stern Scolding.
Right.
And
of
then I think Miko, if Miko goes for it, he just
Definitely
has
one
to
of the
get right.
finals of
Oh,
all
no,
time.
excuse me.
It's funny, it's like a
Michael
one-game
can
final in
hard
some
cast
way,
Flare
but
of
it
Denial
was a good game.
with that Lotus Bloom
Oh,
in
with
play.
the bloom.
So he does have a counter spell available here.
And he will have to do that. And he won't even be that sad about it. He has another.
Belcher,
bloom coming
Flare,
off his system.
Tameshi.
Yeah, because Miko has Tameshi. So right now you look at 6 mana, but he can have a ton of mana here to actually play the Tameshi, cycle through the Lotus Blooms, and then he'll be able to generate enough mana.
I think we'll
to
learn a
play
lot
Goblin
about how
Charbelcher
switched
and
on
activate the
Michael
ability.
is
But
if he points a
not
counterspell at this
through
Tameshi or
the
not.
Flare of Denial.
I mean, maybe the play's kind of obvious.
So far in this
Maybe
matchup,
you
it's
play
just
the
been
Thundertrap
cancer,
Trainer first then?
Yeah,
but good enough.
good enough.
I think you do. Try and find a
It looks
counterspell.
like Miko is considering just running out a trainer here to maybe find,
You can still
just a
win with
counterspell.
Tameshi.
thinking it's pretty likely that Michael probably has.
You can still
either
win with Tameshi here
Fortification
if
or Flare
you
of
find a
Denial to
counter off
hard
trainer.
cast out of his hand.
This is
He's
not the
gonna
way.
start off by
Oh, never
sacking the
mind.
Lotus Bloom.
All right, so that means he will be going for the Tameshi here.
Two? Oh, he is playing trainer. Why are you
And
cracking
if
your
you're
Lotus
on Michael's
first?
side, I think you just have to go for the Flare on the Tameshi. Oh, no, it's not.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
And Michael says, that's fine.
Why did you crack your Lotus?
Oh, because he started off with the trainer,
Right.
but he has left himself 2 white and 2 mana.
Oh, cop, I didn't notice that.
He
That's
can
cool.
Still Tameshi and bring back the bloom.
Precisely. So if Miko can maybe find another.
Oh,
counter of
yes,
some
he
sort
did have to do with the
to
Narset.
fight
The way the
Michael
Narset got dealt
on
with
one counter,
was
so let's say you find a
the
Flare
way
of
the
Denial,
Narset
that might just seal the deal.
got
Right.
got dealt with was hilarious. I will not spoil that for you. You should definitely go watch that. It was hilarious. The least likely
So Miko
things
looking
had to
at
happen for
4
that
mana
Narset to
here.
die.
If you
Oh,
play
okay,
the
yeah, I'll check
Tameshi,
that out,
you're down to
Gamer.
1 mana. You'll leave the white mana available. You'll use the white, pick up a land.
I forgot that was
get
the thing
Lotus
that's
Bloom in
happening.
play.
How many
That's
worlds
3
ago was
mana.
that?
Miko
Aren't we
hasn't
behind?
played his land for the turn yet, though. So should have enough.
I'll do a quick Google real quick. Didn't he win like 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
And then with the Lotus Bloom in play, get it back again.
Yeah. However much mana you think
2023.
you can have,
Okay.
it's more than that.
It's more than that.
Right.
So it took 2 years.
It's
Reasonable.
really impressive combo.
Yeah, Miko considering everything here. It's like, okay, what if Michael can stop me this turn? Can
There's
I
the
find
card.
something to stop him on his turn? And disrupting Shoal.
Is that one of the ways that you
I
can
can't
fight
find
it?
the
Depends
card,
on
weirdly.
What else he has in
Yeah,
his hand.
because I'm not sure how many other resources Miko had. We know for sure he has a Tameshi and a Belcher. One white left.
There's Tameshi.
Oh yeah, found it. Found it.
Now this is tough here if you're Michael. It's like, do you just counter Tameshi? Because if you resolve and if you counter
Oh, it's in
the
low, and that's
Tameshi,
cool.
Miko can't do anything else for the turn.
And that's exactly what happens here. Flare of Denial is going to counter Tameshi.
And he has Disrupting Shoal. Does he have a 4-mana blue spell in hand? He does not. He's just posturing here. Michael knows that he's got the Shoal. The only blue card in the
Sorry,
deck that
I'm like,
Miko can
I
have
blinked.
to
What happened?
freak spell with
I was
the
busy
Shoal
Googling stuff.
is Waterlogged Teachings. But of course, he can still have a Flare or a Force of Negation in hand. But Michael has nothing else he can do, so he's just going to go for the Belcher.
And it
Belcher it
actually
up.
works.
Postboard gets a lot more fun.
This is a... This
Sometimes
He's
it just
posturing here.
works.
See, now Belcher. He has a
What did he?
Tameshi.
What did we find off of trainer? Sorry,
You're on Michael's side. I think you just have to. That's fine.
nothing.
so
Oh,
go
is
for
this
the-
Shoal?
At fan play.
so
Okay, so what do we take here?
Disrupting Shoal.
Took a
Is that one
Shoal.
of the
You do
ways
have to
that-
reveal.
One white left.
Tameshi.
There's Tameshi.
Sure. 2 cards in hand besides this.
Now this is tough here if you're Michael. It's like, do you just counter Tameshi? Because
Have to
if you
flare
resolve it, if
this,
you counter the
flare.
Tameshi, Miko can't do anything else for the turn.
Doesn't have a. Oh,
That's
doesn't have a
exactly
way
what
to
happens here. Flare of
counter the
Denial is
flare.
gonna counter Tameshi.
That's
He
rare.
has Disrupting Shoal. Does he have a 4-mana blue
That's
spell in
really
hand?
rare,
He
honestly.
does not. He's just
For
posturing.
flare,
here.
it costs like
Michael
flare costs
knows that he's
3,
got the
right?
Shoal. The only blue card in the deck that
Most of the
Miko
blue
can have
cards-
to freak spell with the Shoal is Waterlogged Teachings. But
That's
of course,
not-
he could still have a Flare or a Force of Negation in hand.
That's
But
not
Michael has
true,
nothing else he
Cheon.
can do,
Flare of
so
Denial
he's just
costs
gonna go for the
3.
Belcher.
Anyway,
And
Belcher
it
wins.
actually works.
All right.
Postboard gets a lot.
Well, I messed up.
Let him-
Don't
That's-
worry about it, chat.
I'm getting very unlucky, so
So
You saw
double load of
nothing. You saw nothing,
mana
chat.
boost.
Michael cast it again, so we
All right, we're back.
guess life total.
Yeah,
Okay, there's
Archaeology.
yeah. Gorya's
Flare of Denial.
not doing all that well for how many Gorya's decks got registered. I would have expected, as many Gorya's decks as Belcher decks in the top 8 based on representation.
and activate the Belcher.
All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Response. They're gonna have the Belcher.
This is game.
We
3.
are Chubb.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
it sure is. I mean,
People run out
Sorry,
of resources
reflexively hit
and
the
they
live
just
button
throw their
and
Belcher on the
ruined
table and see
everything.
if
It's
it
chill.
works. And so far, that's been one game apiece for both of our players. We are now moving into sideboarded games of note.
yeah, and you did hear Michael right after that game where things get a lot more interesting after sideboard because there's so much more disruption. Both players are going to be going up to 4 copies of Consigned to Memory. Miko
Oh,
has
we're speeding up the game.
the one of
We got the
Hope of Hero
turbo
Portal, which can
time.
be really powerful, but Michael also has 2 copies of Tameo, which he might bring in because the games kind of play out a little longer. If you can stick a turn 1 Tameo, that is a continuous source of card advantage.
You can see Hope of Girapur.
Oh, and he just ran it out. Yeah, that's really strong. There's not too many ways to actually get this thing off the battlefield. Mono Blue, not really known for having good removal.
No, it's not its thing. And the Hope of Girapur has gotten in now.
Yeah, and especially when you're on the play, you even get to dodge the stern scolding.
Life totals
Welcome,
are
David.
falling quickly,
Apologies
but
for
it's
ruining
actually
everything.
just
It's
'cause of the
part of
mana
my brand.
boost. And you can see Michael just
like-
says, how about a whir?
All right, we're just going to go for the word. Doesn't have the Belcher in hand just yet, but just going to try to set up some mana here. And now if you're a Miko side, you go, do I want to counter it?
Are there any
He only
funny
has the
zeros
one
you could get that aren't
hand
Lotus
disruption
Bloom?
spell. Lot to consider here. Do you want
I know
to
this deck
fire
doesn't
off
have
the
any,
flare
but could you
on
put any in?
the whir here?
That doesn't work.
I guess if you 100% want to counter it, you can sack the Hope in response.
Oh, I
and then
see.
Catch
Yes.
your counterspell, but I do not think that's what Miko wants to do.
He is thinking about it.
That seems really bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad if Michael gets a Lotus Bloom and then plays Tameshi, right? I think that's the really, really big concern here for Miko. Get a ton of mana. Now, we know that Michael currently doesn't have it.
I would maybe respond. Oh, you can't respond with Whir.
All the different
And then use the
possibilities here,
bloom
which makes this matchup
because
so difficult.
you don't have any white mana in your play to start your Tameshi line with. That's actually really annoying. Yeah, Crypt is one of isn't bad.
Just
All right,
going for
roll
this
flare.
natural cast, and that will resolve.
Okay.
But now Coast is basically
Yeah, there's nothing
there
good
for
to get,
Michael
really.
resolve whatever he wants.
We could obviously, you could work for one pretty reasonably in a lot of matchups if there were any
Takes
ones
the
you
land
wanted to get that
over
were
the
good.
Belcher.
But doesn't feel like there's that many relevant ones.
Plays it.
Yep.
Passes a turn.
But Miko is the person who's feeling super safe here, because once you get damage in with the Hope of Girapur, you can just make sure everything resolves. Does he have the mana here? So now
Seems like it.
You can Whir of Invention for Lotus Bloom, play
Tameshi.
generate a ton of mana.
Whir again!
Whir of Invention for Belcher, and then activate it.
Oh, he's
Game's
got a
over.
second Whir.
He's got a second
Yeah,
Whir
game's
here,
over.
and you have to think,
7 for the
given-
Belcher, 3 to
given how
activate is
quickly
10.
Miko's going through the actions here, that he has enough mana here.
You can definitely
to
make 10.
basically
This deck
get
just makes
Tameshi
so
going
much
with the
mana
Lotus
with
Blooms,
these
and
loops,
then Whir of
man.
Invention for 4 for Belcher and activate the Belcher.
Yeah.
So he needs 10
Beep,
mana
beep,
total
beep,
to
boop,
do
beep.
all that?
10 mana total, that's right.
Yeah, Hope is the one. That's true, actually. You can get Hope. It's kind of fun.
Hope of Girapur, the
That's
one
actually
of
kind of sick.
on the play, can't get countered.
Get
And that
protection
just
with your
means-
Whir.
Michael
Michael
can't
has
do
to
anything.
sit here and watch.
Exactly.
Get
It's
hoped.
effectively Orim's Chant. He's basically been Orim's Chanted this turn.
Do both players have Hope in afterboard? Guess we'll find out.
Miko just going through the numbers here.
Yeah. The math checks out. Don't worry about it, bud.
Lots
Lotus
and lots
Bloom
of
for
mana.
white.
Pick up a land, get it back. Now you have 5 mana. Pick up a land. Or no. You don't want to lose 2 mana.
Oh, trainer?
Oh, okay.
Seems largely irrelevant.
Maybe he was 1 short or something, given that he's going for this line. You can
There's
still
no
use Tameshi
way
to
he was
get
1
a good
short.
deal of value here.
He found Flare of Denial.
Yeah, so
And the
this just
trainer.
makes it such that it's now that you
No,
found
there's no
Flare,
way
it's
he was 1
really
short, right?
difficult.
Let's count. Let's count.
One
Let's count, chat. How much mana does Lotus Bloom and Tameshi make here?
10 mana total to do all that?
Whir for the bloom.
Get
Pop the bloom. Make
Tameshi
white.
going
Make a blue. Float a white.
Lotus
Play
Blooms and then a
Tameshi.
Whir of Invention.
All right, let's do some math. 1 white. Activate Tameshi. Return a land. Return the bloom to play. That makes 3. Every other land is +2, right? Because it costs 1 and get 3 again. And costs 1 and get 3. And it costs 1 and get 3 again. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Invention for
9 mana
4
is
for
actually
Belcher
1
and
shot.
activate the Belcher.
So maybe
So he needs 10 mana
Maybe the math
total
is
to do
mathing.
all that?
10 mana total, that's right.
9 is not 10, if I
Hope
did
of
that math
Girapur,
correctly.
The one of.
I think I did that correctly.
Now you have
He found Flare of Denial.
Can't wear again, obviously.
and has still 1 white.
What happened here? Oh, archaeologist. Belcher.
Okay, there's
Archaeologist does
a
see-
Belcher and a Tezzeret.
Hmm.
And it has still 1
Lost
white mana.
Bloom
so
only
you
makes
can
3
pick up
though,
another
which is
land and just
not
get the
enough.
Lotus Bloom in play if he wants. Because
1 white floating. Shape this land, make 3. Shape that land, make 2. 5.
right now
Also
I
not
don't
enough.
see any blue-white lands where you can just naturally do it with the blue-white tap land.
David Walsh, that's wild. You definitely do want to go all in here if it wins you the game, Cusk,
And you
because
kinda do wanna
Hope of
have that
Girapur
Lotus
got
Bloom in
popped.
play, just
So
because
Michael can't
that
cast any
gives you the
spells
option
right
to
now.
also
So it's a
hard cast
protected
Flare of
win
Denial
right
if
now.
you
If you had
need,
enough mana, you
or
just
even
didn't have
hard
enough
cast
mana.
Sink into Stupor if you need.
Didn't make enough.
Yeah, we saw that exact thing from Mike.
1 short,
Yeah, so really choosing between Belcher here or Tezzeret.
which is wild because you have Dark Ritual on tap. Dark Ritual equal to the number of lands you
Going
have in
for
place.
the
Still not
Tezzeret
enough.
Here, it seems.
which would make sense, right? If I cast 4 Dark Rituals,
To pick up another land
3,
for this ability.
3,
So
4,
down to
5, 6,
one
7, 8,
land,
9. Yeah.
though.
4 lands is 9 mana, not 10. Not enough. Pass with a million
Miko's gonna-
counterspells in hand.
And Miko's going to pass the turn back. So
Yeah.
Michael does survive.
Didn't take the
survive, but
bloom, it looked like. What did he take
Here
off
for
of that?
Tezzeret,
Off the Archaeologist. Took a Tez. Interesting.
going for the Tezzeret here, it seems.
Guess. I don't know why you're taking Tezzeret instead of...
Have to pick up another land for this ability.
Why are you
though. So
taking
down to
Tezzeret
one
instead
land,
of
though.
Goblin Shop Ultra? I guess you want another Lotus Bloom, maybe?
Michael's going to keep plugging away with another archaeologist.
Oh, definitely
Ooh,
taking
hello.
Force of Negation.
Cop, that is correct.
Actually,
It is
that
against
flipped in that
Beseju.
previous
Beseju
match.
slash Ghost Quarter, those kind of
Excuse me,
things.
Cameo. I guess life totals could potentially end up mattering here, given that Michael is at 14 and there is a Tameshi in play.
What is this force targeting? Oh, nothing. Archaeologist
Right,
found
no
a
other
force.
great
Got it.
options here for Michael. Has a Force of Negation, a bunch of counterspells, a Whir of Invention. Could use that to get a Lotus Bloom. However, still far away because no Belcher in hand.
Well, there's no Belchers to be seen currently,
Right.
though perhaps the Whir of Invention could find one. for
Main
Miko,
phase were?
depending on the mana situation.
And by
Did
the
I
way,
pop out
Tameshi
Bloom
can
to play
also be
Disruption
used
here?
to return that Hope of Girpur from the
Oh,
graveyard
right.
as well. So if Miko wants to
Oh,
play a
that's
slightly
really
longer
sweet.
game here, pick up a land, get that into play.
Oh,
Attack
only as a sorcery,
to
though.
ensure that you'll
Yeah.
be able to combo off on a future turn.
Yeah, can't reshape early. I think if you have a line to win the game here, you do try for it, though.
But Hope of Girpur does need
Flare
to connect.
countering
So you
Whir,
need to
force
get it. You
back.
can't just attack with Tameshi.
Got a
It's
full-on
not his
counterfight
main
here.
phase? How did this Archaeologist end up in play?
Whir of Invention from Michael, attempted counter from Miko, re-counter from Michael.
Okay. And Michael does have another counter here, right? In the Flare of Denial.
So he wins this counter fight.
So needs to find a Tameshi. That would be huge.
What happened? Oh, he played the Archaeologist and passed? Archaeologist pick up the force. Say go? Yeah, I
Right,
said
no
go.
other
Okay,
work-
said go.
Wants to play
We're on end step, which makes sense. Yeah, Cracks, this was a really
Whir of
fun event.
Invention from Michael, attempted counter from Miko,
Doing a little catch up.
here, right? In the Flare of Denial. Huge.
or just a Belcher.
Just a Belcher, although on Miko's side,
Yeah.
what are we looking at here? He does have a Sink into Stupor, which would make Michael cast it again. So he
30
wouldn't have
card
the
deck
mana
and
to
draft,
actually
that's
go for the
wild.
win if you have to recast Belcher.
So now how much math do we have to do? Now we need 8 mana for this Tezzeret plus
So Miko with
Belcher
lots
activation,
of
right?
mana available here, but does he feel good enough to go for it here?
Could play a land, or did he already play a land?
Have
Must have already played a land, because otherwise the blue-white land would be tapped.
Here.
Alright, so he can play a land this turn. So
Tameshi's
currently
been
has
on the
6
battlefield
mana
for a few
after he plays this
turns.
land.
Right.
Usually the game doesn't last this long.
yeah. And I
6.
think Miko wants to continue developing his mana too.
Should be enough, no?
Could maybe go for.
Just put
looks like
Tezzeret
he
on the
could
stack, I think.
potentially go for a Tezzeret, or
Oh,
maybe
it's
you
definitely
just
yeah.
pass and you go end of turn War of Invention for 4.
Right?
If that gets countered,
No, we
maybe
have to
then you
win
go for
here.
the
It's
Tezzeret.
there's so many counters.
Yeah.
Nope.
All roads lead to
So you-
Belcher.
Right.
Do you want to make enough? Yeah, draw a card for Tameshi.
Bring back Lotus Bloom.
Oh, and there's a Belcher in the graveyard, right? So you can just
Yes.
bring that
Oh,
into the battlefield that way
that
as
also
well. But
wins.
it looks like generating a ton of mana here first.
I mean, everything wins here, right?
Miko is going for it here.
I guess you do want to use Tameshi to get the Belcher back.
Get Belcher back.
Yeah, he didn't have the.
Yeah,
Should have got
and
the
now
bloom
that
back
enough?
first, I
Michael
think.
just wants to see the sideboard plan.
Wow.
That's it.
So
That
that
is enough.
is game number 3 going to Miko. And he is just letting Michael take a quick look.
Yeah, but no big surprises here. You already kind of know what's coming in. I think it's more important to figure out what Miko boarded out. You know all the counter spells are coming
All right,
in.
GG.
Can be a little bit difficult to follow along with combo decks, but
I think
this
Tameshi
one
was
is fairly simple as far as combat.
it didn't really matter from what we could see with hands. Didn't really matter.
And both players are very, very aware of the different
Everything
types
wins
of counter
there.
spells they could be holding.
No, he
based
belched.
on the
He
mana
just
that they
belched.
have available.
He was
And
Michael
again,
just looking through
that's
his
why
deck
it's so important when you resolve
because you do
Tameshi,
reveal your whole deck when you belch.
It's just so hard to interact with the Tameshi once it's in play.
Ooh,
because
Stern
all the
Scolding.
counter spells just
Kinda
don't
hype.
do anything anymore, especially if you just find a way to flip and put the Belcher in the graveyard.
What is Strict Serenade counter again?
Michael's on the play here on 6 cards versus
Planeswalkers,
Miko on
artifacts,
also
enchantments?
6. And he went for an archaeologist, but it got Stern Scolding.
Ooh.
Artifacts, creatures, or
Naturally drew
planeswalkers.
the
That's what
hope of
Strict
Giro
Serenade
for
counters.
us. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting.
No Lotus Bloom here to go with that Tameshi in hand, though. But does have a Philology Archaeologist that
Hopi?
could
Thunderstruck
potentially
Trainer?
mill a Lotus Bloom.
I also kind of forgot they printed
Strict
Flusterstorm
Serenade,
in Modern. Also a decision that
mentioned before, counters lots of things.
influences
Does
Pro Tour for
also
sure.
Counter artifacts. So it could be also a very nice thing to either
Picked up a land there.
counter a
it looked
Lotus
like.
Bloom or a Goblin Charbelcher.
There's the hope of Girper getting in the red. So it's going to be ready to go. And the archaeologist now for Miko.
Getting serenaded here, as it can counter creatures as well. And now Miko deciding whether or not he wants the Flusterstorm to resolve the Archaeologist.
Is blue the most represented color in Pro Magic historically? I think so, yeah.
For Michael.
Yeah, thinking about what can Michael do next turn? Well, we do know that
It's
Michael
certainly,
could, not in hand, but if you're on Miko's
not
side,
always
Michael
been the
could
best.
go land
I think
before
especially in the
Belcher go,
last 10,
right?
15 years.
And currently,
But most represented, yeah, I think so.
currently Miko can't interact with that anyways. Right?
Kind of
You
hard
can't
to
disrupt
like
and shoal the Belcher
unseat
based on what you
Blue's
have in your hand, so perhaps
presence
could just go
in
for the
Magic
Flusterstorm here
in
just
the
to
early like 10
try
years or
to
so.
find some action here with the Archaeologist. He
Why does it feel like the
really wants
MTG
to
stream
know
is
the
40
Lotus
to
Bloom.
480p?
That would
Could be.
very, very strong.
Allegedly, it's at
Tameshi in
1080.
hand.
My stream's 720, maybe that's what.
Miko struggling with this decision. And one thing that comes up when you look at these decks is that, and we look at how these
Systems in
play out,
Modern
that
for a
is
while?
that it is
think that's
often
true.
the case that you have to decide whether you're going for it or not, or if your opponent could go for it or not. And you have to be really decisive. You can't go in the middle with this deck. It's not like you can say,
I mean, given
well,
how good
just hope
consigned memory is, I'm
the
glad
opponent
Flusterstorm
doesn't have it.
exists.
Like, you need to either make your move and say, I can live with the result of this didn't work and you and Belcher kill me, or I'm not.
Yeah, but keep in mind, too, I mean, Serenade is not a free counterspell, right? You still
Right.
get a 2/2 bird out of the deal.
The
and Michael's
birds.
at 10 life now.
Both of them, look,
So-
it's 10 to 11.
Right, but Miko is the side
attacks.
that has 3 power of evasive creatures in play. So he's the one who's currently winning the race, which means Miko can, if he has enough counter.
Are we in
match
aggro
hand,
control
he can be the
territory
one
now?
just kind of saying, hey,
Kind
I'm
of
gonna
you have a
force
Delver
to
in
do
play if you
something here.
combine
I'm
your two
gonna keep
creatures.
attacking you.
Yeah. This is where even just tempo plays, keeping your opponent off of their plan temporarily, can add up in Miko's favor.
This war is getting countered in a heartbeat, by the way.
Oh, and looks like he's going to sack
Oh,
the
no.
hook here.
We're cracking it.
In response,
We're in
a War of
response.
Invention,
Whoa.
4-0, which Michael could use to get a Lotus Bloom.
Flusterbuster?
Now this is kind of awkward here for Miko. Does he want a
Fluster.
Flusterstorm?
In every
And the thing is
universe
now
we Fluster.
Miko can't cast anything. He sacked the Hope of Girport to try to resolve Tameshi.
But it didn't work.
Right,
Interesting.
because he had to counter the War of Invention.
Wow. So that worked out really well for Mike.
You could have shoaled the
Still a 5-turn
whir, but you
clock
don't
here.
really want to do that when Tameshi's the card you're trying to cast.
Yeah, that's rough for Miko.
Yeah. Archaeologist meets a Stern Skull.
That was really well timed by
Okay.
by Michael.
I guess sometimes it
Still
just
getting beat down by
devolves into
birds,
a
though.
beatdown plan.
Can we just win with this Drake here? I mean, this 3 more attacks.
It's not a
that's it.
Drake.
It can.
Oh, and there is
Tameshi,
a Tameshi, which did meet a
counterspell?
flare. Okay.
Okay.
Michael's
We're
on
empty?
Top deck mode.
Thunderstruck Trainer, that's a good top
And
deck.
does he find
There's
something
one card
with it?
left.
It's a War of Invention.
Whir,
which
something,
you can
something.
use to
Alright,
get
just a whir.
a
What's the last
Lotus
card in his
Bloom, and
hand?
then if he top decks a Belcher. And looks like he's going to go for it main phase so he doesn't run into
Have to get a Lotus.
a
It also
Flusterstorm
opens
or
Tameshi,
Mystical
right?
Dispute.
Okay, so he's got the Lotus Bloom on
Lets
the
you win with
battlefield,
Tameshi if you
5
find
lands,
it.
No cards in hand.
Right, but however, Miko has a Goblin Charbelcher in hand, can play it next turn as well.
And so then turn the tables right back
What's
on
Michael's
Michael?
last
Right, but if
card?
Michael top decks a Charbelcher, he just wins
Flare of
Oh,
Denial.
actually,
Okay, so he
Michael does
has
have a card in hand.
he has a
He's got one
protected
flare.
win.
as well. Oh, he does have a flare, so the flare would work here.
Pack for 2.
If Miko just
Oh.
goes for the
Belcher
Charbelcher,
go?
but
Nope,
actually
Mike
passes
has
the
it
turn.
4.
2 more
Belcher?
attacks.
Go for it. And that was
Hydro
not a
electric
Charbelcher off the
specimen.
top here for Michael, but
Okay.
We're
in
attacking.
position to win.
Does a hydroelectric specimen hard cast change the clock in any way? Barely. It does not, though.
No.
But you can
Doesn't
play it,
enough.
and that would put Miko down to 3. But he still needs an answer to the flying creature here. Michael's at 2.
The bird is just
What is going on,
smacking
man?
Michael around.
Strict
Michael's last
Serenade
name
for the
is a
loss?
journey. That is very true. The whole novel. Oh, he's flipping
my
it.
goodness.
I had to
We're gonna
turn
see a
the
1-4
specimen
here.
over.
Now, if Michael finds
That
a
is
sink into
hysterical.
Stupor, he could bounce the token,
Yes, that would be a thing.
or maybe just go for a Belcher off the top.
Tameshi?
Tameshi.
That seems pretty good. Should have attacked
What
first,
does that
right?
do here, though, from Miko's
He
perspective?
can at
In
least
case you
draw
have to
a card
flare a
here, and
creature
one of the
away?
lands is a secret
Should have attacked first,
restoration.
right?
I believe so, right? One of these, the one on the left looks like it might be.
Okay.
Not entirely sure, though.
Oh, yeah, there's a sink in
What
play.
does Miko have? Can he counter this in any way? He cannot.
I don't know why he
Disrupting
didn't
Shoal for
attack.
3. He can cast Strict Serenade, however. But the awkward part is, if you cast Strict Serenade,
Yeah.
that gives Michael a 2/2 flyer to
Oh,
block with.
it's another one. It could just be a bird.
Should have
flying
attacked
here.
first. I think. It doesn't
Like,
really matter, but I think you should have
want
attacked
to
first.
counter this,
This would be
but I
lethal.
don't want to give you the flyer.
How big is Trainer? Can I
What
be
this is brutal.
blocked down by
You
the
can see
specimen?
Miko talking
Oh,
about it. He is gonna do it though.
Look at
He said I had
It's a
the win
1-2
in the
sin
air,
there.
but I'd rather not lose right now.
Yeah,
So I'll go
yeah.
for strict
It's like,
serenade.
if
Thank
Tameshi
you.
resolves, I think I'm losing this
Yeah, you're
game,
definitely
so
losing if Tameshi
I
resolves.
guess I have to give you the
Tameshi also
bird.
generates
That's
card advantage. Like,
hilarious.
very good card. Forget
It's
the
so great
mana.
to see these players also having
Flare of
fun with this
Denial.
as well.
Oh,
There
this
the
is why we
flare,
didn't
though.
attack. We're actually always
There is
doing
the
this.
flare.
There is the
Interesting.
flare and putting the Lotus Bloom in the
Resolves,
graveyard,
no
not a
shoal.
bad
Okay.
plan when you're trying to
Tameshi.
resolve a Tameshi.
Bloom
All
it
right,
up.
Here we go now.
So now what can he do?
Tap the white land.
Well, he's going to
Return the
have
sink. Bloom it up.
effectively infinite mana this turn. He's going to have
Doesn't even
double-digit
need to be
mana.
infinite. It's just
Right.
enough.
Drawing a card off that first trigger off the Tameshi, which lets him dig as well.
Play a
So
land
he has
this
a lot
turn?
of opportunity here. What can he draw? Was that a
Draw
War
a
of
card.
Invention?
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
that wins the game.
So can he
3,
make
4,
enough
5, 6,
mana?
7, 8, 9.
This is,
like,
Ooh, no, he's
easily,
one
right?
shot.
This is also really interesting, Marshall.
What do you see?
A War of Invention for 4.
Yeah.
What's the mana value on that?
7.
What is
Oh,
Miko have?
Seagate
way.
Disrupting
That's a
Shoal.
Disrupting Shoal with a Seagate Restoration in
What?
hand. Can you overpay for War of Invention?
No, you can, but you can't here.
Search your library for an artifact with converted mana cost X or less.
This game
So,
is ridiculous.
I mean, if you have the mana and you can play around it,
You
that
could
would be
pay 8.
wild if Michael goes for a War of Invention.
Doesn't he not even
for
have enough
5
here?
to play around
And can still
Five,
a
just
shoal
get
for
7.
7?
the Charbelcher with
Am I,
it.
did I miscount how much mana he had?
Miko sitting back in his chair.
Did I
and
miscount how much
watching the
mana he
show.
had? Hang on, let me go
Well,
back.
If Michael goes for... Was that a War of Invention?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so here's the blood state. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I did miscount. I miscounted by a lot, actually. So this first bloom is 3. Bouncing all the tap lands is +6, which is 9, which is what I originally counted. But you can also tap the land you have in play, which is 10, and then bounce it, which is 12. So it does
So can
actually
he
have
make
enough
mana?
Oh,
to
This
overwork
is,
for
like,
Belcher.
Easily, right?
this is also really interesting, Marshall.
What do you see?
Does he see
I
it?
mean, if
That's such a
Hey,
crazy
that's a
thing to not
Disrupting
see.
Shoal with a Seagate Restoration in
What?
hand.
This is
Can
insane.
you overpay for War of Invention? Search your library for an artifact. Can you
That is,
overpay
by the way, subtlety here from Miko. Getting
for
out
War of Invention?
the spell count card here is such a good like bit of mental gaming. Just also forcing your opponent to think about Flusterstorm, right?
Search your library for an artifact with converted
Even though
mana
you
cost
don't have
X
it.
or less. So, I mean, if you have the mana and you can play around it,
So you
that
should have
would be
12 mana
wild
in
if
play in
Michael
total.
Goes for a War of Invention
So you can whir
for
for
to play around.
yeah, you
And
can
you
whir
can
for 5,
still
which
a
is 8,
shoal for
and
7.
still activate and have 1 mana left over actually.
Belcher with it.
But if you do this by the way and you
Miko
miss,
sitting
you
back in his
can no
chair
longer
watching the show.
you're gonna die to the
We're
bird.
assuming that the amount of mana is not an issue for Michael.
I mean, 7.
He's picking up all of his mana here.
Right?
8,
All of his
11.
lands, I mean.
And
So
has he
plus-
played a land for the turn yet? He can't play. Well, he can't play an
4, 5, 6, 7, 10.
He's at 2 life.
Right.
Minus
So he
1.
has 7 mana with the
9
Lotus Bloom
plus
here.
3. 12. Yeah,
And
I
he
did
had
count
not
correctly.
played a land yet.
Oh, we can play a land and make
that's
even
4
more
more
mana.
mana.
Oh,
This is
okay.
10
Now
mana.
you can do everything.
Plus,
Plus 4 more.
yes.
Right now you can do
pick up a land
everything.
and get the Lotus Moon play.
Pick this up.
So that's 14 mana.
4, 5, 6,
War
7,
of
8,
Invention
9,
for 5 is
12.
8 mana.
Yes.
So that's 6 mana
14.
left.
10, 11, 12.
And you still have 6 mana left to activate the Charbelcher.
11 plus 3 is enough. Yes, you have exactly enough to do everything. You
But
can
he would
overwar
have
for
to
1,
play around.
activate the Belcher.
If he goes
And still
for
cast Sync
war
into
for
Super.
4, it would be devastating.
Let's see what he does.
Right.
I'm going to be so impressed if you get the read here.
Be white. Or 2. No, yeah, I was
Michael
at
also
1 and
has
I
a-
talking about
Michael also has a Sync into Stupor in hand that he
we
could
can
cast.
recount that.
So I think Michael might have it here, but we'll see.
I do remember you had 7. You started with
They're
3,
just
4.
going over
What happened? How'd you lose track of your die, my
How
guy?
much mana Michael
At the
had
end of the
there
turn, yes,
just to
but you
make
started-
sure
you started
that they
turn
have it
before, right?
exactly
And then you
correct.
Put another one in
And
play
that's why the
after-
judge
I
is
started
being
the turn with
called.
5. His hand card was flare, he drew damage, so he didn't play a land for the turn yet.
Oh, is that what the judge is checking?
Extremely rare.
They hadn't played a land?
Because Michael is on the verge.
And you had
Michael
this
is on
play,
the verge here of.
So
I mean, he was literally going to die. You went bells.
Right.
He had and the 3 mana, but it's going
Let's head back down.
Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 8, 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 11. There's 11 mana right now floating. All right, let's just do this again. There's 11 mana floating right now, as we can see on the die. I mean, what else are you supposed to use, though, if an Emerald Champion? Tokens? I think die are just as good here. I personally don't think tokens change that much here. Just me, though. 8, 11. I think that they had the mana right. I think the judge was just checking that he hadn't played a land, which he had not. 8, 11. The magic number is... The magic number is 14. That's Whir for 8. Sorry, Whir for 5. So 5 plus 3, which is 8 mana. Plus Activate Belcher, which is 11. Plus 3 to cast your Sync. 14. 8, 9, 10, 11. Go to 10. Oh, actually doesn't have
Looks
enough.
like
Did I
everything
miscount?
was correct with the
Looks like I
mana here.
miscounted, but
So
should be
judge
okay.
call coming over
He
just
might
to
have enough
confirm
to
that they
Whir
did
for
in
4 and
fact
then still
confirm that
cast.
everything was right.
Oh,
So
paper?
let's
Yeah,
see
no,
what
paper is
Michael
actually good.
has
I will agree with that actually. Like writing down Storm and mana. That actually is true. I think that is better. Yeah, coverage does need the dice. Most players use them, but I do agree.
because I see some more.
I do
lands
agree
in
that
play
paper
now.
is good. I played against a Storm
I think
player
it's still
that I
just that
always
one land that's
use paper, and I can see why.
No, that's his hand.
We'll go back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. So we
I
used
think it's still
1.
just that one land
Bloom
that's
again.
actually
Return a land. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 13
that's
total.
his hand.
So that is enough to play Whir, activate Belcher, and cast the Sync in his
Got
hand,
it.
which I think is the line.
What is he casting War for?
So this is for 7.
He did cast it for 4.
No way.
He did
yeah, for
cast it
4.
for 4.
7 total mana.
He must have, right?
But he has a
had
Sync.
to have. He had to have.
How much mana does Michael have? Does he have enough to cast Sync into Stupor?
So
to go
then
for
it
here?
depends.
Is Michael realizing that he should have over?
I don't think it matters. You have a Sync still.
It's possible.
Oh, he's got his hands on his
Oh
forehead.
my goodness.
So now, the only thing now is that you're worried that does your opponent have a second counterspell? Right? Because they can hardcast a Force of Negation from here, or their own Sync, or Flare of Denial. You're going to lose, right? But I think the thing is, if you were leaving mana up for this Sync to potentially deal with the bird if this didn't work, I don't think overworrying for 1 is the same, does anything at the end of the day. Because I think if they have another counterspell, you literally cannot win regardless. Because when you go to Sync, they're going to protect their bird and you're going to lose in combat. So I actually don't think the decision is different at all.
He looks.
And you obviously can't beat a Fluster Storm, so you can't play around
So
it even though
there's
they're
3 blue,
trying to wrap it with
but
a
there's
little
still a
spell count
Lotus Bloom in
die.
play, right?
There does seem to be.
So that's still 6 mana. So you can play. If he has a Sink into Stupor in hand, you can, because part of casting Disrupting Shoal, you have to exile a card from your hand. So if you Sink in the Stupor,
Yeah, you just sink the
Disrupting
Shoal.
Miko probably doesn't have another 7-drop. Okay, he saw it.
Oh, he sunk the bird.
He just hit the bird.
Oh, we're doing
and
this?
attacked.
Oh.
So the other line would have worked, by the way. But the reason you're worried is that they have another counterspell. But if they had another counterspell, they're going to counterspell the Sink no matter what it targets, right? Right? You're just never, like... It doesn't... Sinking the bird doesn't do anything there, right? You worried they have another Seagate Restoration in hand? To pitch to the Disrupting Shoal to? That's the only thing you lose to from that point?
Sunk the
I mean, I
bird.
guess you play
Sunk
around
the
that.
Bird. I mean, this, I guess, also works.
Oh, we drew another Seagate.
Is
That's
this-
hilarious.
But now he's just going to go Charbelcher
Right.
You're dead.
and then just die to the attack.
That's so funny. Holy moly,
So
what a game.
Michael
Wow.
does find
What
a
a
way
game.
to finish that game, although it
So-
was through
The game is so interesting because if you have a... If Miko has a second counter there, it just doesn't... It literally doesn't matter what happens. You lose. But we know if he sunk the Shoal, that he was going to win with Belcher. But you do recognize that if you sink the bird instead, you probably win in combat. And if they have a second counter that they can cast there, you lose no matter what. So the problem is if you sink the Shoal and they have a second Secret Restoration because they have one card in hand, you lose. Targeting the bird does lose to Specimen. That is also true. Huh. Okay, it's almost assuredly not Specimen
Bird.
is this
because they have two. I don't know how many they play, but they have 2 Specimens in play in their lands.
but now he's just
And you've seen a Seagate, so you know they have 3 more Seagates in their deck
going
somewhere.
to go Charbelcher
Right.
and then just
So
die
you know
to
the deck list. I
attack.
don't know them off the top of my head, but
So
like you do know them.
Wow.
Does find
What
a
a
Looking
way
at the-
to finish that game.
You do know them
although
looking at the
it was
board?
through combat.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I think you're then just taking the gamble.
is
If they have one
bizarre.
card in hand, if it's a counterspell, I literally cannot win no matter what. So let me take the line that loses to the smallest number of cards in your hand. And I'm guessing there were more Seagates than there were Sinks. But it is interesting, in that exact scenario, if Michael knew exactly what was in Miko's hand, overwarring for 1 would have won the game, which is
Our mirror
fascinating.
match.
Yeah, that was absolutely.
I thought Michael could make enough mana to overwar for 1, activate Belcher, and still have Sink into Stupid Mana, but he was one shot.
It really looked like
That was a
Miko's
very
gonna
tight
win, but
game,
now
though.
Miko's on a mold of
Yeah, at that point you're just
5.
playing the odds, and the odds are based on deck lists.
man.
5 on our
Odds
game
are
5
likely to be
decider,
better for you that
and this does
better
seem
for you
be
to
attrition-y,
to
like
hit the
people
bird and try and
throwing
win
a
in
lot of
combat than
counters, a lot of free
you are
stuff around. Ooh,
By,
there's
by
a
the
hook.
way,
bouncing the
casting
shoal and
that
trying to win on the
hydroelectric
spot.
Spawn,
Was that the difference?
I mean, that cut the
Oh,
clock.
the other thing to think about actually in that game, man, that game is fascinating. The other thing to think about is if their card in hand is Tameshi or Whir of Invention. So the last card is Tameshi or Whir. And they draw the other one. Wait, was there a bloom in the graveyard actually? There was definitely a bloom in the graveyard. Because didn't he try and go off earlier? Also realize you need 3 pieces there. Pretty sure Miko had a Whir. A Bloated Bloom in his bin. Okay, I'm not going to go check because it's going to take me too long to find it. But there's a Tameshi in the bin, so I almost assuredly there's a Lotus Bloom in the bin. So if Miko has a Tameshi as a last card in hand and draws a Belcher, or vice versa, has a Belcher in hand and draws a Tameshi, you're also going to lose. They could also have a Whir in hand and draw a Tameshi, and you would also lose. So not trying to kill them there, I think actually opens you up to more cards than sinking the shoal. It does mean they need to have a specific card in hand and then need to hit another card. But Belcher or Tameshi here, Belcher or Were or Tameshi here, all can lose you the game from this point. So, I don't know.
Right.
Interesting.
That was absolutely
But it worked out.
insane. It really looked like
All right,
Miko's
last
gonna
game.
get- but now Miko's
Last
on
game of the
roll
stream,
of
actually.
5.
I'm probably going to go through the other games at some, the other series at some point. Not today, but some absolutely fascinating stuff happening in this tournament.
Like people are throwing a lot of counters, a lot of free stuff around. Ooh,
Yeah,
By
starting
the
on
way,
5 is a
casting
bad time.
that
But
hydroelectric spawn-
starting with a hope on turn 1 is
Was
good
that the
times.
difference?
I mean, that cut the clock at least, right? Because
Wow.
Nico was
I'm
at
pretty
6
sure
to play,
hope,
put him down to 3, then to 0.
Hope can be sunk, I guess that's the way to take out hope.
See the archaeologist here for
Take a land.
Michael.
Turn 1, Hope of Girapur again. Can Miko find a way to win here?
Which land is the one he just picked up? I think it's the Jawara
Trigger
Disruption
from
land?
Hope of Girapur, resolve the Charbelcher, maybe with a counter.
Or is it
spell backup.
Bainvale? I can't really tell. It's Jawara Ruins. Okay, yeah, that must be the land. The Disruption MDFC Thundertrap Trainer, pretty good
See,
card.
we have Stern Scolding.
archaeologist into Thundertrap trainer here for Michael.
It's a
and
Belcher.
the answer is No.
Yeah, one interesting thing. by the
Where
way,
were Scolding
Miko
Fluster Flare?
in this matchup?
Belcher.
Oh, really?
Right, because both players have so much counter magic, it almost never is the case where you just go turn 4, Belcher, kill you. So having that extra blue card for the free counters and the disrupting shoals, Miko identified as being more important than just trying to combo off as quickly as possible.
That's tough. That mulligan to 5 could really hurt here.
Oh, absolutely.
So Michael set up to win on turn 3 with counter backup,
And
right?
now the Stern Scolding shows up too.
Oh, he needs a land, actually.
Michael's hand
Does
pair
need
of
to find
Ward
a land.
Dimensions. Could use that to go get some Lotus Blooms, and then has the Goblin Charbelcher in hand.
Miko's
with
land
a
drops are a
flare
little rough here.
denial
Not being able to represent
and
Were
a
here
couple
kind of
of creatures in play.
sucks.
So Michael kind of has all the pieces here.
Oh, never
Miko
mind.
still
I've
needs
already
to
played a
find
third land.
many more pieces due to the mulligan to 5.
Attack.
Curious to see if Michael
Yeah, not being able to represent Were
decides
here
to stay
really
patient
sucks.
or take a more assertive route,
Charbelcher?
given that he's got the multiple
Ever?
War of Invention and may just feel that he can overwhelm the resources
Huh.
of Miko.
No, I think Were is too good.
He
Oh,
should
Were
be able to.
holding up a
I mean,
counter is really good
he's
actually.
at least going to play out the War of Invention here, taking 3 damage to also keep up Stern Scolding or Flusterstorm, maybe choosing to fight the War of Invention end of turn, and then untap, play Belcher, still having access to Flare of Denial to fight through more counter magic.
Yeah, this spot seems
Yeah,
really
that
good.
would
Obviously, your
put him
opponent
in such a
mulliganing
good
is good for you.
position. He can resolve the Whir
Yes.
and get the Belcher through. It's GG.
Yeah, super tough spot here for Miko.
Miko's
Doesn't
a
even
sink, I
have
suppose.
any hard counters in hand either. We're looking at Stern Scolding,
Good
Jawari
combat.
Disruption, and Sink into Stupor as the only ways to
I
interact.
will say attacking has been
Michael
kind of
seems to
relevant in this
be
matchup.
in a commanding position so far.
And there it
Whir
is. War of
for
Invention on
0.
end step. It's for 0.
You could
This is the
bounce
first
the
major
Lotus Bloom
fight
here with
being
your sink.
here.
You're gonna get
Miko's having to
Flusterstorm, I
adjust his
think, no
game
matter
plan
what.
For that mulligan to 5 as well. He does not have the luxuries that you would hope to have.
Yeah, having to
and
man,
I
all
think
these
Miko's
tap lands
gonna
actually
might
really
have
suck.
to sink
Can't
into
even like
Stupor
represent
this,
Were and try and win.
just so that Michael can't somehow win next turn. It feels bad because he gets hit again.
Resolves.
All right.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Miko just
There's 2
can't
counters and there's only
fight
one
every
interaction
fight.
reactive spell on.
And then now
Miko's
for
hand.
Michael's side, do we go
I
for
mean,
it
this game's
next turn?
over, right?
Do we play it slower and try to get more mana and just find another Lotus Bloom?
He's got to be thrilled to get this Lotus Bloom on the battlefield.
Right.
Whirring again? You could Whir again to take a card out of your deck, I suppose. It
Yeah,
seems pretty
wouldn't be
useless.
surprised if Michael maybe waits one more turn, get another Lotus Bloom in play, and then all
What's
of a
up,
sudden you have
Julian
access
Reyes?
to 10
What did
mana
you miss?
to try to fight a
You missed the
counter war.
finals.
That lets you play Belcher, Because Belcher activates.
Rewatching the
7 mana.
semis, and the stream's
And
actually
then
going
you
to end.
also have the
So
ability to cast Flush
came in
to
right
Charm
on
and
time.
Also use Flare of Denial.
Yeah.
Thanks for popping by there.
As is, if he doesn't draw a land.
This
you
game's looking
can't-
low. Yeah, we've done a
can't
lot of
play
counting today.
Belcher
Way
and
too much
Flush
math
Storm and activate.
for one stream, which is why it has to end early. My brain's exploding. That's actually not why, but it's a funny coincidence.
Miko also considering, should I use Sink into Stupor to bounce Lotus Bloom?
Yeah.
Right? Because then Michael can't just recast it here.
Oh, actually, you know what's going to happen if
But
he
that's
tries to
also
sink the
kind of a
bloom?
sign of
He's going to
weakness,
play
right?
Whir.
If you see that Miko's in the tank to do something like that, if you're on Michael's side, you're like, okay.
No, you just Whir again. Oh,
How
that's
proactive
so
can I be
funny.
Now, if
Right.
that's what he has? Because if you confidently
Math
just
is
pass
very
with
hard.
3 mana up, it's much harder for Michael to just go for it.
Oh, if he tries to sink this bloom, it's actually
In a
so
very
Jover.
difficult position, and you can see him shaking his head.
And Miko needs to make a decision at this point, but of course this is
Yeah.
one of the most important turns, and certainly the most
Oh,
important.
I will
turn
say if
for
you're going to do
Miko's
this, you have to
tournament.
crack hope,
He's
but he
just decided
didn't.
to let it sit.
Yep.
And hold his breath here.
You're dead.
Oh, found a land though, so Michael could be a little bit more aggressive and just go for it.
It looks like he's just going to go for it here.
Oh, you have extra
You didn't
protection?
only
Yeah,
get the
you're
5, right? You have to
so
consider
dead.
that too.
Yeah, that he may be
Belch.
able to just overwhelm him. Goblin Charbelcher goes on the stack. There's
Sink.
a counter, but
Flare. You lose.
and there we
GG.
go. A recounter back means victory.
Michael's pop ups
for
or something
Michael
else.
Di
Big fan.
Benedetto
Rose probably.
Plummer, as he's able to get the job done in this Belcher mirror match.
You can see what it means.
Job
Almost
done
missed.
in this Belcher mirror match.
You can see what it means here to
Belcher
Michael.
Bros, Belcher Bros probably in the finals. Counts.
Belcher Bros in the finals, baby. We haven't figured that part out quite yet, but maybe.
It's definitely.
Alrighty.
And Michael's, describing like you.
What a banger
you
final.
were on a mulligan to 5. He's
All right, we have one more thing to do before we end the stream, friends. As you may or may not know, 2023 Magic the Gathering World Champion does get a card made. We're going to look at it. Bonk. Make it bigger. All right, this is how we have to make it bigger. Oh my god, it's so many. Okay. Jean-Emmanuel Dipraz. Formidable Speaker. This is the new World Championship card. The 3-mana 2/4 Elf Druid. Pretty hype. When this enters, you may discard a card. If you do, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Untap another target opponent. This card rules. I think this is the right way to design like Fauna Shaman-esque stuff, right? What is going on? Intricam is... Oh, it's like a little video. Isn't that fun? What if we want to go back and look at the card again? All right, there we go. We have to pause. Apparently it was a video. I didn't know that. I think this is the right way to build like a survival of the fittest style effect these days. Make it a one-time thing. And then give it another ability. This is a really sweet card. Untaps lands, untaps Gaia's Cradle. You're going to see a lot of this card in Commander, I'll tell you that much. Curious how good this is outside of it. There is a Cradle legal and standard, I guess, if you want to play the planet. So that could be fun. I mean, even without the activated ability, this card would be quite good. And the fact that it costs 1 more mana. I mean, it does cost 1 to activate, so they did put a little bit of power gating on this. But this probably, like, even though this costs 1 more than like Fauna Shaman, for example, I guess Fauna Shaman, including the activation, costs 3, so it's similarly costed to that effect, even though it's only 1 time. But you do get to make mana, presumably, when you untap permanents, as long as the permanent makes more than 1 mana. So this card seems really cool. I think it would be cool to see it'd be cool to see this card in standard, but this card can do damage in a lot of formats. This card might be good enough in Legacy, honestly, if we're ever allowed to play, Maverick again. This card would be decent there. Yeah, this can definitely be a combo piece. It can't untap itself, but there are definitely ways to this. Yeah, when someone told me what the card was, I read the cost as 4. I was like, oh, that seems kind of expensive, but that might make sense. But no, it costs 3. That's definitely pushed. Definitely a little more pushed. Oh yeah, you can. Obviously, it's good if you blink it. If there are 1-card combos here, it's hard to 1-card combo with this because you need to keep discarding cards in order to tutor for them. So even if you find a flicker creature, you need to keep discarding cards. I will point out, actually, unlike Survival of the Fittest and Fauna Shaman, you can discard any card, which is a huge difference. It's a huge difference. Yeah, this doesn't get infinite with Kiki Jiki, unless you can make mana as well. But it could potentially do something there. Yeah, so this, you can discard any card, which is a big difference. So you could like discard things you want to reanimate and get like protection, right? Maybe. If you get a creature, if you get like a, I don't know, this is a really dumb example, but let's say you play this and discard a Gristlebrand and then go fetch yourself up a Grand Abolisher, right? That would be a way for you to put your reanimation target in the bin and then find a creature to protect it. This can get a Pitch Elemental. So you get something like Subtlety. Potentially protect your combo if you're trying to do something like that. There's lots of stuff you can get with this. This card's really sweet. I mean, any card that pretty freely allows you to tutor is going to be pretty good. And has stats. It has real stats. 3 mana 2/4 is a pretty good stat line. And it also has a relevant ability. So this card's going to do some stuff, that's for sure. That's cool. That's really sweet. Big fan of that one. Sweet card. And now we have to wait. I guess we have to wait a whole nother year for Javier's second World Championship card. Yeah, it can find combo pieces. Good value piece. Helps reanimate. Some other engine stuff maybe you could do. A lot of stuff you can do with this. All right. With that, our watch has ended. Oh, I like the music. Play the music again. Here.
Victorious with
all right, let's watch the outro. He's popping off.
Modern plays. We worked our way through Edge of Eternity's draft and Modern, and it was the first Modern Pro
Holy
Tour
moly,
in
that was a
year
lot of cuts.
The format proved that it is alive and well, with 7 distinct archetypes.
I know how no one else feels. I think the Pro Tour is pretty sweet.
And 8 players with their first
Big fan.
paper top finish. It was time to make some new heroes.
Big fan of the Pro
After
Tour.
16 rounds of Swiss
I
and
got
a
it back flip.
grueling
That's kind of
top 8,
crazy.
It was Michael D-Bedded Little Plumber who emerged victorious.
That name just got
Amateur Belcher,
absolutely.
cementing his name in
Rap got it out.
history and inspiring countless players around the globe in a
Well,
fan
thanks for joining
favorite
us this
format.
weekend.
We'll
I only
see
made
you
it
all
for
in
the finals, but it
December
was a banger
for
final.
Fantastic culmination to our season.
It was fun
at the
rewatching the
World
semis. We still have some games we could
Championship.
rewatch
Have a
from
great
here.
night, everyone.
Definitely got some video ideas for this Pro Tour. So expect those in the coming weeks. I can tell you the next video that's coming out is not going to be from this Pro Tour. But the ones after. A high likelihood, let's say. A very high likelihood. I thought Birch was a sweet deck coming in. I still think it's a sweet deck. Might be the best deck in Modern. Certainly the best deck at this tournament. They keep trolling me. Stop my outro music. I need it. Anyway, if you enjoyed the stream, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. If you're interested, you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I make videos about competitive Magic the Gathering, mostly about the Pro Tour. Gonna make a video or two about this Pro Tour as well. So if you want to catch that, get subscribed, turn on notifications. And you too can see videos when they come out. Other than that, YouTube memberships did actually get opened this weekend. If you want to support the channel more directly, that's something you can do. But as always, the content is free, so don't feel pressured. And if you really can be bothered, I do also have a Twitch stream, even though I don't stream very much. If you have a Prime, head on over. Use that Prime. It's just as good. And it's also a Patreon. If you want some extra stuff, join the Discord. Members get to join the Discord too. All sorts of fun stuff for you all to do. It has been a wild weekend. I have streamed 16 hours over the course of this weekend, looking at mostly at Modern. And it could have been more. We could have done many more. There's a lot more top 8 that we didn't get to. But I'm going to call it for the weekend. It has been a treat. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. And